Howdy, 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 everybody. Got one more side quest for you. I did say a while ago that we were going to do the Final Fantasy Test 100% task for Final Fantasy VII. Unfortunately, the commentators, Ace and Dash, are very busy. Ace's work decided to give him a nice, long weekend of work when we were supposed to do it. And Dash, as those of you that may know, he is a dad now. And it is Mother's Day weekend, so might be a little appropriate for him to take some time to himself. So we're going to reschedule that, which means we won't have a show next weekends, because we won't be doing Saturday or Sunday. Unfortunately, it is the way that it is. But I will remind you that this is the last show before our proper event that we run for NAMI. Event registration is still available. Hotel booking is still available. So if you guys would like to show up on site and join us and have some fun, you can. And with all that said, we're going to get right into it. Poorscythe, you want to introduce yourself?
Sure. Hi, everybody. I am Poorscythe. I ran this back at RPG Limit Break 2019, and I've barely played it since then. Actually, I got the world record, I think, the year after that, and then I put it down for a good 5 years until somebody finally stole the record from it. So, but we're not here to beat the world record today. We're here to beat my 2019 record. With that, I will see if Sonny wants to introduce himself.
But why would I want to do that? No, I'm kidding. Hi, everybody. I'm Sonny Wrath 11. I was actually one of the commentators during Poorscythe's FF2 run in 2019 as well. And this game has a very, very special place in my heart. And I'm hoping that we're able to see that 2019 time beaten.
I guess we'll get started then. I'm just shortening names, because that makes the opening cutscenes a little bit quicker. That's really the only difference, though. Fun fact, though, I do still have the save file from that run in 2019 with the names. I was looking that up. They had some good names back then.
If you look at the shortened names, they almost tell you good luck, have fun.
Kind of. If you ignore Guy, it tells you a different story. But
yeah, that's true.
Okay. Yeah, I'm good to go.
Go
You
ahead.
guys are.
I shouldn't be talking. My brain is thinking wrong things. Sorry, Poorscythe. Go ahead.
This is the any percent category of FF2, which means we're just going from start to finish as quickly as possible. I will be step routing, meaning that I have pre-planned areas where I will take extra steps in an effort to minimize the number of random encounters I'm going to get over the course of the run. So if you see me darting back and forth in towns or dungeons or doing something that looks a little wonky, that's probably the reason why. Advantage of that is I get to shave about 30 random encounters off of this run total and shorten it a little bit more. So we'll get started. I'm going to count it down from 5. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
So yeah,
you get to actually input commands.
With that talk of step routing, it shaves the 30 encounters off, which in turn can really, really lower the amount of unrunnable encounters that Poorscythe will end up facing. On top of that, if you remember the run from 2019, the subtitle for the run that we gave it still is very apropos to the run. This is going to be the search for more money.
The fun thing about Poexel suggesting GLLQ, and I actually just discovered recently that you cannot name two characters the exact same name. I did not know that.
I don't think I ever tried doing that, so I didn't know that either.
I never tried to do it.
Uppercase, lowercase?
Maybe? I'm not sure.
That'd be super jank.
Maybe it can't be two of the exact same set of characters.
Square out here ruining our fun. whenever they
Square's
feel
just doing what Square does.
like. Uh-huh.
So yeah, with the start of this game, the Palamecian Empire is more or less wreaking havoc upon the entire world here. And Fury and Maria, Guy and Leon both escape from their hometown just to be ambushed by Black Knights, getting pretty much knocked down into critical condition, saved by Minwu and the rebellion, and now they want to join the rebel forces.
Okay, so I get the keyword here, the Wild Rose keyword, which allows me to advance the plot. Talk to Scott later on. But first things first, I need some bucklers, equipment, and I'm going to use this opportunity to turn some speedier options on in the configuration. Take this off. All this unnecessary gear they start me with, it's pretty worthless. And then I'm just going to sell it to keep my inventory clean. And get as much money as I can, because money's tough to get in the early going. Alright, so then I'm going to take my first set of extra steps here. Okay, and I'm going to take a safety save, because this game can be very mean. This hurts my soul to do, but for a marathon, we absolutely have to do this.
Buxel made a pretty interesting observation, is that we showed off the Final Fantasy 1 PSP a couple of weeks ago, almost a month at this point, and we'll be showing it off in another couple of weeks again. But that there's the same engine is used for this game, but the equipment glitch doesn't function in the Final Fantasy 2 PSP version. But I mean, fists function very well, though.
Fists function too well. Because not only are they very strong, they're very cheap. So that's the reason I'm using fists instead of anything else. Yeah, you don't actually have to buy fists or anything. Just start with two fists.
It's a very effective source of damage.
Just born into this world with a pair of bare hands and a grab.
If you look at their animations on what they're punching, is amazing though, because they're just like doing like Street Fighter style hovering hands.
Yeah, exactly.
Doing the Honda 1,000 slaps. Just mash A. Don't worry about it, brother.
Don't think about it. Okay, that's annoying.
Oh, yeah, that would be annoying.
So, I'm going to go ahead and do the thing that you asked me to do. Please save when you get into Finn at this point.
I'm going to say before I get there. I just don't trust this.
Okay. I don't blame you, because that ambush just made me a little nervous.
So I don't run with any potions in the early game, usually, which means that I have no way to heal anybody until I get all the way to where Scott is, because then there's a whole bunch of treasure chests in there with potions.
Actually,
that's unfortunately still 3 encounters away from where I am right now.
You did mention you're on a step route. When we were doing Final Fantasy 1 earlier, and when we do it at the event, there isn't a step route for that. Is that just because the games function differently?
Yeah, it just doesn't exist in that version. I mean, this one it always starts in the exact same amount. If I take the same amount of steps from the start of the game, if I take the same path, I will always get an encounter with the same tile that I go. I mean, I could walk in any direction and get it after a certain number of tiles.
So this one starts on the same seed, where Final Fantasy 1, you get a random one each time. I see.
More or less.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to try to push through this.
Go ahead.
It's a little dangerous here, just because Furion's running low. It's not the worst thing if he dies, it's just kind of... I don't have it practiced as much. It's a little annoying to catch up for that.
Yeah, it just becomes a minor setback.
You said that there was a chat question?
Yeah, chat was asking me which version I'm referring to. We are going to be showing off Final Fantasy 1 PSP at the event, and Sony's running that. Not surprising, but that's the reason I was asking, because they're both technically on the same engine, same version, PSP, so why does one have a step route when one doesn't? The Pixel Remaster versions are a whole different kettle of fish.
I mean, the person who ran FF1 before me is Poorscythe.
Yeah, I mean, the question was
the one that got me into
FF1. Yeah, after like learning commentary for your run, I'm more tempted to learn it since I have all the tools and the via the TV, but you know, I don't have the skills yet or the time.
Yeah,
I wish.
Poorscythe, you were the whole reason I actually picked up FF1 PSP at this point and got to where I was able to compete with your record.
It's probably been 10 years since I learned that first. That was the first big speed game I really learned. I picked it up as part of a tournament. I had just bought like copies of 1 and 2 for PSP for casual play because I knew they had extra bonus content that I had never done before. So I picked those up casually, and then I stumbled on an FF1 PSP speedrun tourney, learned it for that, and got pretty good at it. Took me 6 years to get the world record, but that was...
Now that you mention
it, I've been playing it for good. It took me a good 6 years, but every time I was getting close to the world record, somebody would take it and push it lower. It was very frustrating because I was like 15 seconds off the world record at one point, and then somebody pushed it like 3 minutes down.
Feels like it's always out of grasp. That's always a frustrating feeling, yeah.
So at some point, like I learned 1, and then I was curious about 2. Eventually learned 2. Let's do that. Alright, so now that I had a chance to heal, I'm going to try to just specifically manipulate the number of commands that certain characters are taking in combat in order to guarantee that they get enough skill experience. Tyrion is there.
Yeah, so as you've noticed, the characters gain experience in whatever weapon or equipment piece that they're using. In this case, it's unarmed and shields.
Okay. It's okay. You got it. Good.
I do appreciate that this game lets you fist and shield at the same time, because some of the other ones have like the monk class build, so you just aren't allowed to wear shields without having like 0 damage.
This is a fascinating game in that all the versions are entirely different in how they operate. I mean, the closest two are probably GBA and PSP.
Yeah.
And there's still enough functional differences between them because they use an identical step count basically. The GBA has higher encounter rates in certain dungeons for some reason. The GBA doesn't have a defend command, so you can't just pass turns. They added that starting in this version. That very cleanly lets you skip some animations and keep things moving. Alright, so our skilling is all set. I reached level 3 fists and shields with everyone here before I got back to town, which was my first goal. And everybody's alive. That's a good plus.
2 goals accomplished already.
Yeah, we didn't have to reset, I think.
Yeah. So, clean first 10 minutes.
Really
almost became tragic.
I'm not even running that counter. If it's 10 minutes, it's really slow, but it's okay. I'll take slow over having to reset, because...
I mean, you know as well as I do, any of these runs can turn around in a moment.
This next little stretch isn't too bad. I mean, getting Minwoo here is a significant boost because he gives me a lot more flexibility with the ability to cast Life and Cure.
No kidding there. Also, I agree with what Wexel said in chat. So much sympathy for the kids playing on Famicom back in the 80s having to grind. Time to double shield.
We've double shielded Furion and Maria, so they're not really going to be participating in combat anymore, other than just trying to take actions with their shields, which does nothing. They also happen to be in the back row, so even if they had good weapons in their hands, they would not be able to actually land it on anything. It's essentially just taking dummy actions to try to skill up their shields. I'm going to be trying to skill their shields to level 6. I'm going to be getting Guy. He still has one shield on, so he'll be using Fist and Shield to get to level 5 with both. And then I'll just be taking some brief actions with Minwoo to get him to shield level 4, and I double shielded him as well. So they're all in the back row. So in any combat encounter that anybody's swinging, they're going to be swinging specifically at Guy, because Guy's the only one in the front row. This game mandates that at least one party member has to be in the front row. It doesn't mandate that that party member has to be alive. So everyone's just going to be taking actions here, which count for experience, but don't actually have an effect since there's no weapon involved. And that's why the 1 HP.
That's a little close.
A little close, but as long as he doesn't low roll here, of course he's going to low roll. He's going to miss though.
Nice.
Yeah, okay. If he doesn't get a HP skill up from that, I'm going to be very disappointed. Okay. So ideally, this takes place over 4 random encounters. I'm going to try to take the 4 easiest encounters that I see. If there's a very large group of enemies, I'm going to be running away from that because it's going to be time-consuming to take that. I can probably do this. This should be fine. And here I'm going to be taking advantage of the way the rows work in this game. So these Sasquatch enemies are melee only. I'm going to be hitting this middle row because only the enemies that are in the front 2 columns as they appear on the screen are able to attack him. What do we do here? No, I want to attack. And you're done. This is round 3. The ones in the back row don't get a turn to attack because they're not in there. He'll defend. Actually, I didn't want to do that, but it's fine. They should be fine now. Okay, so finish him off. You can attack.
So yeah, this is all just to get enough experience on shields and unarmed for Guy, just to be able to meet certain levels before Sergeant, if I remember correctly.
Yep, Sergeant is the first boss coming up. Okay, I could do that. We're going to punch... I'm going to punch the goblins first, because I want to take 5 attacks with Guy. And I can manipulate the number of attacks. The normal goblins have a chance to escape, which can mess with things if I spend too much time running around. The only downside of leaving the goblin guards up is they have a bow attack that basically ignores the row restriction, so they can hit anybody with that if they choose to cast that.
Good old bow one.
So, alright, so this is I need 5 attacks. That's been 4 rounds there. 5, 5. They've taken 5 actions. We're going to switch this again. Oops, other way around. And notably, it only counts what I'm actually equipped at the end of combat. In terms of gaining experience for certain skills or levels, even though I am starting the fight with Fist and Shields and switching to double shields on Guy to skip a couple of rounds of combat, when I finish now, I'm going to put this on, and you're done. Okay. So I'll be just passing turns and gaining experience here. The last action I'm going to take is to use it with taking his shield off, or taking the one shield off so he punches.
And then all of the battle experience that would be earned onto the weapons goes immediately onto the unarmed for Guy, in turn boosting his level significantly.
Yeah, the defend option is brand new to PSP. Just double check everybody's at the right levels. 3, 6, 3, 6, 5, 5, 1, 3. That's fine. Normally I go 1, 4. I must have forgotten to do that for Minwu, but otherwise it's not a big deal. We're done skilling now. So I'm going to switch into double buckler. Heal. Nobody needs a heal. And I'm just going to run away from everything going forward. The Defend was introduced, in PSP. It is in the Pixel Remaster. When I last ran this, Pixel Remaster did not exist. And that came along and consumed me for a number of years, because I thought that was a fascinating run to get in on when it first started. It's still a fascinating run, and they've made so many changes to it over... Oops, that's an extra 2 steps. That wasn't intended, but shouldn't be a big deal.
Yeah, it was such a cool run, and the advancements that have been made in the Pixel Remaster have been wild, to say the least.
Oh, it completely changes this game with the changes they made, because they changed the roll mechanics entirely. I mean, so all the strategies I use here don't really apply there. Also, there's no Snowcraft minigame in Pixel Remaster, so there's no cheap and easy way to get a whole bunch of money.
Yup.
It did have a fascinating double weapon bug when it first came out. If you had like 2 weapons equipped on a character and they swung and did enough damage on the first strike to kill the first enemy, it would redirect the second strike in the same combat round to another enemy. And they eventually took that out, which kind of sucked.
Yeah, that was a really
on his status effects, which was huge for the early days of that.
Especially with the Ancient Blade as well as the Sleep Blade. Inflicting Curse and Sleep every single hit was amazing.
Okay, I'm grabbing a Fire Tome here. Otherwise, I'm just grabbing a bunch of money chests around here, because again, money is tight in the early going. Until I can get onto the Snowcraft and play the Snowcraft minigame, I don't really have a good source of money here other than to just take what everything gives me. I'm getting rather large groups of enemies here. These Goblin Guards have these range attacks, so they're sitting back and flanking me from a distance. Not really any risk here, so long as they don't all magically gang up on Minwu.
I mean, granted, the goblins could just run away.
Yeah, they could just run away too, but it still takes time. Alright, so that's the last encounter we were supposed to get before Sergeant here. I'm going to heal up, and we're just going to go straight into the fight here. Actually, no, I'm going to save. Because I had a little practice for this morning. It shouldn't be a problem, but we'll figure it out.
Everything should be okay.
Nothing should be a problem in this game, but things are a problem. Like, that's a problem.
Holy moly!
That's a little bit of a problem.
Sergeant just opening up with a critical hit.
Okay, so then he's going to do... And he had his shields on, too. So that went right through all his defenses. So now I'm going to protect him, which is going to protect him against most melee strikes except for if he lands a critical. But that also, him going down in the front row, essentially means that everyone's still in. There's a critical.
Of course.
This is kind of what happens. This game can just be mean when it wants to be mean.
And being able to AoE cast life is huge here.
It's so nice. Attack, and we'll just protect him again. I mean, you might be wondering why I'm not attacking with anybody else. Nobody else has the skill levels to do any serious amount of damage to him. And honestly, he's fine so long as he doesn't get targeted by bows or critical hits from anything else.
Fortunately, Maria was the one that got targeted by the bow, and there goes the Sergeant. And just like that, Mithril obtained from the chest.
Let's just, we'll do life, cure, I'm going to teleport here.
Drop Minwu into critical HP via teleport.
Yeah, I'm going to do formation, put everybody back in the back row again, make sure he's got his shields back on, and then we'll continue on. I'm still carrying 2 extra steps. That shouldn't be a problem until I get back to Paloom. So now that I've picked up the Mithril, story-wise, all I have to do is just go back to Altair and return it there in order to advance the plot. There's really nowhere else I can go at this point. If I go into Bask, which is the next town I'm supposed to go into, the Borgans there, and nobody's doing any work, so I can't advance the plot. Once I return the Mithril, I can go there, and the Dark Knight's there instead.
Yes.
Which changes the options.
By the way, if you forget how many steps you're off, I have it noted down for you.
Okay, that should be the last encounter. I hope that's the last encounter before I get in. Being off steps means that there's the risk that I can get extra encounters that I didn't intend to get. I don't think that's going to be the case here, as soon as I land here, I was planning to take extra steps. So this will catch up.
Yeah, you should be back on track so long as you take 2 less extra steps in town.
2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. I should normally take 14. I took 12 there. That should catch me right back up to where I am. So that means I should not get any encounters walking back to Altair.
Perfect. Now it's time to go turn in the Mithril and upgrade.
So, at the risk of asking a question you guys may have already answered because I wasn't fully paying attention, actually doing some pre-event stuff. Somebody was asking about how the procs and immunities work in this game. Like Sleep Blade, is it still really powerful?
It can be. It's especially powerful. It was in the original Pixel remastered version, especially because it was an automatic. If you landed a hit, it was a guaranteed sleep, and they patched that out after about a year. So it's a lower chance now, but yeah, I mean, things like that could be used to lock down bosses and give them no chance to fight back against you. In this particular version, we're not going to be utilizing any weapons with status effects. We're going past now. Okay.
I was about to say, I thought it was time to head to Bask and talk to Joseph.
Okay. So we can just say Wild Rose up to this. Is it Wild Rose or Dreadnought? I don't remember. I think it's Dreadnought, actually. We just talked to him about that.
I can't remember if it's Wild Rose or Dreadnought.
Usually, like, the order that I get keywords in this is designed such that if I just mash text, it should auto... Oh, that's, well, manual.
And, by the way, that NPC in Bask, I have named Joseph via my casual play, not to be confused with the Joseph that we saw in the mines.
Okay. Since Min was already down at this point, I don't have any way to resurrect him. That's not a problem at this point. What I've done is I've shifted the formation to put Minwu in the front row. Now, even though he's in the front row, I mean, at least one character has to always be in the front row in this game. And that can be the dead character. The advantage of doing that is that if I run into a bunch of enemies that have melee attacks, and the only target that's in the front row is already dead, they'll essentially waste all their turns and skip the animations. And then my guys will row shift. And then after combat's over, I just put them back in the back row. So unless they have ranged attacks or magic attacks, essentially my characters are protected from melee attacks by putting the dead character in the front row.
Oh, Borghen. With his turkey gobble laugh.
He is no Kefka, that's for sure.
No, he is not. He is absolutely not Kefka.
We are looting the pass here. Gonna need that to board the dreadnought later. Technically, I think you can actually fight the guard at the dreadnought to get on board. I can't imagine there's a universe actually faster than just picking up this pass, which is essentially in a location you have to go by anyway.
Yeah, you
Right, so if I
can
get
fight
ambushed,
the guard.
me change rows to put my guys back in the back row.
Unfortunately, with just constantly back rowing, like you said, if any melee turns come up from an ambush, they're just immediately skipped, which in turn keeps the party pretty safe.
Keeps the party pretty safe, keeps things moving along, because that means it's just a lot of time that I don't have to spend watching attacks and animations. Alright, so we're back to off here. To learn some more keywords. Salamander airship for our next destination. I can't go there yet. I have to take extra steps here. I need to make one more trip back to Altair and drop off Minwu before I can proceed.
Yep. And Sid, we found you.
Yep, I'm here.
You were just sitting in the pub the whole time selling airship rides.
That'd be the life. I mean, I guess that's what I do every week, huh? Just selling a show to the highest bidder.
Yeah. So when I first played the GBA version as a kid, I forgot to pick up the Sunflame keyword, and I was stuck for like 5 or 6 hours. And then I came back, talked to Hilda again, and went, "Oh,
yeah." That's a lot of this game, I think. Like when
not Hilda, but the king.
I was doing a practice run the other day, and I forgot to buy the fire tomes that I'm supposed to buy here. And I ran out of time first, and that's confusing.
That's a rough one. Where'd my fire tomes go? Did the Marlboro eat it? What the heck?
It's doubly bad to make a mistake like that because it ruins your step count as well. Two, right? Somebody not have a shield? Two. I have an extra one? I have an extra one. I'm not sure why. Alright, so I'm selling everything I can to afford as many fire tomes as I can because I'm going to need those to try to get through the next 3 dungeons in sequence. I'll take a couple more extra steps here in the lake, because while I'm on the canoe, there's no encounters that can be triggered.
So the fire tomes are just going to be a decent amount of extra damage. They will cast Fire 5 when used, or Fire level 5, and it's not too terribly bad damage.
One underrated aspect of this I didn't talk about was when Minwu left my party, he was in the front row, which means that everyone else is technically still in the back row, which is kind of against the rules. But if I don't get into a battle and I don't go into my menu, it won't correct it. It'll still leave everybody in the back row for me. And then if I do that long enough, Joseph comes in, gets auto-slotted into the front row, and I don't have to worry about it.
And everything is fine.
Everything's there. But if for some reason I had to go into my menu to correct something or heal somebody... Oh, actually, they're in front row. I was not paying attention. These guys should be in the back row, and all these attacks should be going on Joseph, not them. Okay. So maybe I did go there by mistake, or maybe I got ambushed and I didn't pay attention to it.
I think you may have been ambushed at one point.
Probably. It's a very common occurrence in this game.
No.
So
to answer...
I just got to go
pick up the question in chat.
Okay.
There was a question about the entrance to the ice area. So that cave that you saw while Poorscythe was walking back here to Summit Falls is one of the extra dungeons in the PSP version itself.
Oh yeah, there's bonus areas that are littered. There's 2 or 3 locations, I think.
Yeah, I think it's
never
2.
done the bonus content in this version. They
No,
really should go back
I've
and
never
do that.
done any of the bonus dungeons for FF2.
It's been so
FF1,
long.
I
I
mean,
never finished Soul of Rebirth.
Yeah, speaking of
I
which,
know
make
I
your
haven't done
save
the
files
Arcane
funny.
I mean, Soul of Rebirth is really just Jade Passage and Pandemonium, but mirrored.
I enjoyed Solar Rebirth a lot, honestly. It's, speaking of the extra content, actually, I think like the PSP versions of 1 and 2 are the most feature complete. If we're talking about all the bonus
Yeah, they have-
content that's been stripped out of modern re-releases.
Okay, so there's no enemies here that have any ranged attacks, so I don't have to worry about getting bow sniped by anything while I'm walking along this. It's just a nice casual walk along the snowfield here. At any time I can play the Snowcraft minigame and make a bunch of money, I'm going to wait to do that until the return trip, so the items that I pick up from that don't clutter my inventory.
You know, since we're talking about Soul of Rebirth, I'm gonna throw my little theory on Soul of Rebirth into this. So, you know, after you beat the Emperor on the Soul of Rebirth side in Arubith, the way that I see that is you've taken down both halves of the Emperor, the good half and the evil half, in turn bringing true peace to FF2's world in and of itself.
That's run. Okay, so this is the first area I can actually start getting unrunnable encounters. If you see that, what I'm going to be doing is using a fire tome to clear them out, because that's going to be much faster than me trying to punch. My only skilled puncher is currently wielding 2 shields instead, and is in the back row, so he's not really going to be able to do anything here. So I'm just going to move that to the front of my inventory list, and then kill this group with a fire tome. I want to get as few unrunnable encounters as possible to save as many tomes, because I want to make sure that I have as many as I have for Dreadnought, the later dungeon.
I forgot the elemental spells cast level 8, not level 5. It has been way too long.
I actually might be able to run from this. I'm not sure. Let's try it.
I only have.
We're going to do that. I'm going to half and half this.
I just remember tomes do enough damage, so it's like neat. Burn
Yeah.
it, use in case of emergency. Beat with book.
I mean, that's pretty much the case. Granted, there is a tome that we'll be picking up later that, oh boy.
So, like, do you think you activate the tome by, like, throwing it at the enemy, or, like, throwing it in the air? Or do they, like, read it out and then it, like, explodes? How's the logistics of this work?
They open it, they speak the incantation, and then fire appears.
I mean, he
Okay,
raises
so,
his
like,
arms. Even it's like a
If
firework.
you read it aloud, you waste the tome, but if you read it with your mind, you actually absorb the spell. That's how this works.
Exactly.
Damn.
Let's go with that.
People with
I believe that's
dyslexia
the
are
one.
in shambles, can't learn any spells. I speak magic fire. Yes.
I mean, everything. I know that people like consider everything in this game to be like a form of magic. So, like fists, we call it like punch magic.
Well, yeah, like if you're playing unarmed, you're playing punch mage. If you're using a sword, you're a slash mage.
I think it's an interesting way to look at it because of the leveling system.
If you're using a spear, you're pokey.
This is not Super Mario World. Calm down, buddy. You're gonna have to save that for a rando. Calm down.
Okay, doing so far so good here. I haven't gotten too many unrunnables. This might be. Actually, I think this is I believe this is runnable.
Yeah, you ran from this
Not too
formation
worried.
earlier.
I think
Granted,
specifically if that has 2 ghouls in it, I know that it's runnable. But there's 2 different formations that can exist if I see 1 ghoul. And everybody say hi and bye to the beavers. You're meant to talk to a beaver in there and learn where their entrance is. Otherwise, you just kind of hit a dead end of this dungeon.
Invalid run.
And I did make time for that in the Limit Break run in 2019. I specifically wanted to show that off, especially since somebody changed Guy's name to Girl and had Girl speak beaver as the dialogue.
I think we all just started cracking up at that.
Okay.
Every once in a while.
So we got one more fight to take. I'm going to take an extra step here. Trigger one extra encounter. And now everything should be all set. I'm just going to save here in case of Adamantis being difficult.
Yeah, if things go awry against Adamantoids, then it can be.
I think it's weird that you ever think it's weird that like a boss that's weak to ice is sitting in an ice dungeon for some reason?
I've always thought that.
He's trying to overcome his weakness.
Yeah. He's trying to overcome, yeah.
Unfortunately, it did not work.
Got a little. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, you had enough with the Blizzard Tome and the Antarctic Wind. And I love the animation.
Yeah, the two items I picked in this dungeon do enough damage to take him out, so I don't even have to really worry about him. I'm more worried about the next boss that I'm going to run into.
Oh gosh, the Red Soul.
Red Soul has been very uncooperative lately. Alright, so no changes here. Nobody went down. I'm going to get one more encounter on the way out before I get to Borgin. And then I'm going to get into Borgin. It's going to be the biggest pushover in the game. Oh, he's already down. Oops. My mistake. That's okay, though.
Yeah, when I saw him go down in the fight, I was like, oh, this is a problem. Then I remembered you have, like, dodge shields.
Actually, this should be okay. No, I don't have a way to res. I'm going to just save. I'm going to safety save just in case here. But I'm also going to leave everybody in the front row so that they could possibly siphon attacks away from Guy. Guy just really needs to hit one good hit here to finish this fight. But he can sometimes low roll and draw this out unnecessarily. That's all he's got to do is that. Sometimes he hits for 50 though instead.
Yeah, that was a beautiful punch from Guy.
So, with the targeting, is there any... Is it just pure random when they can actually target the characters? There's no, formula where, a character has, 50% chance to be hit or something in slot 1?
Not like one. Everybody can be... As I understand it, everybody can be hit equally. I think some versions had some... Like the earlier NES ones might have had more targeting at Guy or Maria just based on the programming.
Yeah, because some of these earlier ones are, slot 1 is more likely to get punched, but as I'm so glad somebody just mentioned...
I'm so glad somebody just mentioned talking with Beaver.
Oh, that's the guy. That's the Beaver card, isn't it?
Yeah,
I've seen that one too.
They made it into a magic card.
Yeah, I mean, you can always hold up the random encounter one too. Since we were on my cam, we didn't get a chance to see it on stream. Whenever you feel like
I do have all the cards here. I will try to show them up if I can remember it, but it's also this is kind of a input intensive run. So there's
input heavy run.
Out of encounters. I don't have a ton of time to do that.
Yeah,
right, I'm actually going to play the Snowcraft minigame here. If you've never seen this is a bit of a treat here.
Yeah, so this is just going to be for money in and of itself.
Maria, that's Maria. That's Maria. Alright, Fury was here. Fury was there. Maria. Okay. Just need a second for that to lock in.
It's nice that this minigame is not the 15 puzzle shenanigans that Final Fantasy 1 has. The puzzle itself isn't much harder, but the fact that the drops are random on Final Fantasy 1 makes it a bit frustrating. Yeah, it's not 15 puzzle I'm referring to, it's the prize pool shenanigans. Yeah, I realized that halfway through the sentence that I was going to need to quantify that a bit. Hey! Wow! Black magic! This is what I was talking about, that if you skip enough puzzles, you can get back to a known puzzle and just solve it immediately.
Okay. So essentially, yeah, I opened that up, solved the first puzzle so that I understood what the pattern was, took a quick screenshot of that, and then, yeah, cycled through the next 32 puzzles, because there's 32 that keep up. And then essentially replayed it, knowing what the answers was. And doing that allows me to essentially solve it for first place prizes with no mistakes, which is like 20,000 gold straight up, plus an elixir, which I can sell for 25,000, plus a cottage, which I can sell for another 1,000. And if I happen to beat my first place time doing so, it also throws in like an extra 20,000 gil. So it's about 66,000 gil if you do 2 runs. I've essentially accumulated 130,000 gil for about a minute's worth of time loss.
Which is well worth it. This will work in the GBA version as well. And so that just becomes huge.
Yeah, I don't know about the Pixel Remaster version. They changed quite a bit in that to where the game is.
Pixel Remaster did not have it. They did not include it in that one.
That's what I thought was the case, because that was an added puzzle that isn't in the original, I think.
I'll buy some supplies with all the money that I've...
Slider.
So this doesn't entirely cover the money for the rest of the run, but it does cover a good chunk of the run. There is a chance, and most likely it will happen, that extra teleport tomes will have to be bought.
I mean, I'm planning to buy more tomes. I don't really want to have to buy 3 times, because if I buy 3 times, that means that I'm going to have to go well off my step route, and I don't have a backup for that, if it happens.
You still get your EXP and drops and stuff from using teleport tomes, correct? Or
you can get like stat skill ups and things.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Surviving
this game doesn't give EXP. Yeah, I forgot about that. Well, not the normal type of EXP. But yeah, sometimes when enemies like run away or they're teleported out of battle, you just like win but don't get a prize from participating in combat. I guess it's the easiest way to put that.
So there are 2 total buy menus for the teleport tomes in the run itself. And this first buy definitely gets pretty deep into the game. Also, oh my gosh, my favorite music.
Well,
I love
the tome,
Dash 1 Key.
You could learn teleport, or you could just use it in combat for a much more effective teleport, and that's what I'm referring to. Using the tome to get rid of enemies. Do we get our standard rewards from doing combat, or does it just end combat and get us out of there quickly?
Formation here. Your stuff's good. Your stuff's good.
I have a very good skill set for. Go ahead.
That should be fun. Time to reorganize stuff. Teleport up here.
Time to learn. Teleport warp life. And just have everything set and ready to go.
I'm going to take a save here. Just in case. But I should be in pretty good shape at this point to not need it. This is just in case.
I mean, when things go awry, they go awry.
I mean, there's packs of enemies with mage enemies, and if they come up, they become very rude very quickly. I'll take some extra steps here to force another encounter here so I don't get this encounter on the next floor instead.
And this is where you see the magic of the step routing. Now that is a very good question by J Trigger. Does the Blood Sword benefit from a character's sword skill being high? It does, because the way that the Blood Sword works is each hit does 1/16 of the enemy's max HP and damage. So, if you get 16 hits, the enemy is just gone.
Yeah.
There's more hits. It's percentage based, and strength gear increases the accuracy of the weapon, increasing the number of hits.
And on top of that, like, once haste goes out, it goes and slices enemies in twain.
It slices, it dices, it chops, and it slops.
It's the slap chop.
Yep. Oh yeah, I guess that does solve that problem. I was gonna say, like, but nobody's getting sword levels, and Buxel reminded me that Leon exists.
Yeah, just...
Yeah.
Might know him as Dio.
Yeah.
There we go! You thought it was Leon, but it was me, Dio!
It's this. Yeah, this is the sequel to that run.
Exactly.
It would be so funny if you could get, like, Blood Sword early, but you just didn't use it because it only does 1/16, while everything else does more damage. Wait an hour to actually put it on because you can out damage it. It's always the irony of some of the busted things. Like, some of them are just bad because you can do better. But when when it gets to the point where you can use it, oh boy, are you using it.
This continues a very common theme in FF of random enemies being former bosses.
Yup.
Yeah, I think there's one Blood Sword endgame, and I want to say there's like a Blood Sword in the Typhoon airship or whatever it is, Hurricane airship. But,
there's only one in this version. In earlier versions, there were two.
Okay, yeah. Like, played this game enough to have general knowledge of where everything is, but it's very vague and possibly wrong.
So, anytime you see the teleport tomes being thrown out, that's going to be due to the encounter being unrunnable. And, yeah, those were-rats are absolutely unrunnable.
They're unrunnable in that specific formation where they only appear by themselves.
Yep.
Let's hope this guy's not rude today.
Alright. Red Soul!
Ambush, that's
Putting
rude.
up with Scourge.
Another key reason I actually need physical levels at all is because of this boss, which completely absorbs all magic, including tomes. The only exception is Holy, which you cannot get for cheap or easily at all.
I think is it both Holy and Flare that only deal damage to him? I can't remember.
The only one I'm aware of is Holy.
Yeah, like, I just remember watching challenge runs of two, and then just, like, these guys being miserable for, like, magic-only runs. Well,
of course, he melees and crits.
If it wasn't a crit, it probably would have been okay.
Yeah, you would have been just fine if it weren't a crit. Dude, stop ambushing!
Walks into boss fight, turns around, gets ambushed.
I mean, the only other thing is, Red Soul only has enough MP for 4 casts, so if I can weather 4 casts here, then he's going to switch to melees. Okay, why did he attack? I was supposed to attack with him. And oh, because I know what I did.
Oh,
this is original hardware.
Yeah, to mention we're using a Vita? Or
a
not
PSP.
a Vita, but
Right
yes.
here.
Oh, raw PSP, wow.
On
Chad movement.
nothing is actually showing. Yeah, nothing's actually showing on the screen because the screen's being output to another thing.
Yeah.
Can you stop hitting me?
That is the interesting thing about the PSP. When you do the output like that, it turns the screen off. Probably nice,
thankfully,
actually.
I bought
Saves us money.
an extra life tome here.
Yeah, that
The,
extra life tome's coming in clutch.
I mean, there's also the PS TV as well, which you can run PSP games on. So load times can be a little bit faster on that.
We're not going to matter. Of course you're going to do this. But now he can
Bro is
race.
trolling. Yeah.
This is far worse than it usually is. This can sometimes go like 4 rounds and be over with. I probably should be front rowing Fury and Maria so they can
Honestly,
eat these.
I forgot to let you in on a little secret. This show has like the worst RNG most runners have ever seen. And I should have let you know ahead of time. This was not the time to let you know. Yeah.
Random encounter.
There it is! There it is!
Is rank.
I have
And-
no clue why this show is so cursed, but oh man, it is. It's unfortunate. state of
It's not
affairs.
worth this.
1 in
Advantage is
4,
starting.
dude. Come on.
1 and 2. I mean, he could even just hit Gordon.
Oh, that's right, because he's front road, so it's a 50-50.
I'm doing that now. I'm just front rowing them. Screw that. Man.
I mean, yeah, if he's going to open the spells, there's really no reason. Just leave him up as a punching bag. And then high potion with Gordon. Jeez.
Nom 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 nom. Scourge.
Potion on that.
Yeah, Magius, this show has incredibly bad RNG. Honestly, it makes for a better show, but it does make it quite stressful for the runners, where they're like, what is going on? Like, sorry, I knew this was going to happen. It's part of the deal, apparently. I don't know when I made a pact with the devil that we were going to get the worst RNG on this show possible, but I guess I did at some point. Haha, for the content.
I think that's his last cast, so...
It was
Oh, we still got
Scourge
three
Should
Fire.
cards.
only be like
3.
one more hit.
Why are you picking him? You have 3 targets. Pick somebody else.
Not only that, but it's like 2 more. Just a little bit less, man.
I mean, the advantage of this one is, like, because the targets are determined at the start of the combat round, he can't target the guy that I just rezzed in the middle of the combat round.
Oh, I was actually just going to ask that. Can you buffer a heal potion after you revive a character? I guess not.
Finally!
Since yeah, there we go. What a troll.
Squeezed for lemonade, man. Woof.
I mean, Red Soul's a butt.
That's like that would derail a world record run easily.
Yeah, I
Or an
could
attempt to.
see that.
I mean, that would derail a PB as well.
I do appreciate that level 1 spells cost 1. So some of them get the same exact effectiveness regardless. And it just means your 10 MP goes a lot further.
Yeah, and it's
Alright.
actually detrimental to raise levels.
So after Red Soul, the Eagle's Torch was obtained. And using the Eagle's Torch, we're now able to get the Sunfire and head over to the Dreadnought. And if you know what we're about to do with the Sunfire, enjoy your explosions.
Everybody say hi to the very first Chocobo in the series. Just chilling in this forest. It's barely visible.
It's the only one in the forest.
The only one in the forest, the only forest in the game. There's barely even
Last
a graphic to
species.
indicate that there's a forest there.
Extinct species. We're just riding them across town. Don't worry about it.
82, 83. Okay. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm specifically advancing to a certain number on my step count. Since I haven't made any critical step mistakes at this point, I know where that value should be. So I'm going to save here. This is a just in case save again. Yeah, before being retconned into a into a merchant marketable plushie. I mean, if that's not merchandising. Okay, so all of the fire tomes that I picked up earlier need to last me through the end of this dungeon, because I won't have a chance to buy any more until I get back to Altair after this. I'm exactly on my step counts, that's good. But I have to get through, I think, 20 encounters in this dungeon total, and I only bought 12. Plus I found one fire tome, so I think I had 13 total fire tomes, which I also had to split with some enemies that I killed in Snow Cave. But I mean, if I have like 9 or 10 or more, I'm usually in pretty good shape here. But if I keep getting a run of undead after undead after undead, then that can deplete those very quickly. So
Yeah,
I have two. It means I have either teleport tomes or fire tomes. And some of them, like fire tomes, would work just fine against these balloons and mines here. But considering they're the more scarce of the ones I have, I'm going to use teleport instead.
Yeah, because we don't want to run out of those fire tomes early. Otherwise, it just becomes pain and suffering very quickly.
And then I have to save scum, essentially, until I just get good encounters, which can waste a lot of time. The save scumming's not too bad in the early going, usually.
I
don't typically
later
want to
on.
save before this point when I'm doing personal best runs. It is entirely possible to get through this without getting that, but I mean, if I had something like that, I forgot to put it on. The glove, I was going to put that on.
So
if I did a no save run and I got that red sulfite that I had earlier, it would have ended the run instantly.
You know, we haven't really talked about the teleport spell and its element. Not that it matters much.
Matter. I get what you're saying there. Yeah, I bought a lot of teleport tomes because they handle a surprising number of enemy groups, especially ones that are unrunnable.
Yeah, with teleport being the matter element, it does some work, and a lot of it at that.
Have you ever had a run where you like didn't even go through that first stack of 99 tomes?
I mean, most runs I don't go through the whole stack. I just take the opportunity to buy. I mean, the current world record run, let's shout out to Kagyo Nikki. She pioneered this run. She got the record about a year ago from me. And this is essentially my take on her step route. Because I had spent time analyzing the run. And the only real alteration is that I play 2 puzzles instead of 1 because it just gives me so much more money and resources to work with. And especially for a marathon, that's critical.
Yeah.
But, I mean, she actually plays and only wins 1 minigame, so she gets half the money that I would get here, and makes it work by being much more judicious with the purchases.
Oh.
Yeah, and lucky. There's a huge luck factor in this one. You absolutely is.
Yeah, luck becomes massive in this run.
I think I'm down to 4 tomes after this now. And I still have a couple more floors to go. So I'm not in danger territory yet, but it's a little bit lower than I'd like.
Yeah,
ideally, I don't want to run out at all. So that way, when I restock, I don't have to reorganize my inventory again.
This could be much worse than it has been. So far, though, I'd say it's not been too terribly bad. Just Red Soul being Red Soul.
Yeah, Red Soul was easily the worst that I've had, but that just happens every so often.
Or, every teleport can miss that ghoul. Okay, ghoul, stop being stubborn.
So we're getting through that. Should probably save just in case of a mage enemies encounter.
Yeah, I was about to say, this is definitely where I should tell you to safety
This is
save.
probably yeah, I'm just going to take a safety save just in case. I mean, things can go from innocuous to game over very quickly. If you're just not careful, or if the game just gives you, just decides, nope, no thank you. You're not moving on anymore. So I don't think I need to save any more. That should be probably enough insurance.
With the mage enemies, it can get very, very scary very quickly.
I haven't seen them yet. I don't want to see them at this point, as
I'm hoping we don't see them.
Yeah, I don't want to see them.
And teleport doing what teleport does best.
I do appreciate that these night enemies can be skipped as long as you don't talk to them.
Oh no. They decided to say hello.
That's not a problem there. Let's just raise her. Get everybody back to full. Back row everybody again. And pretend that didn't happen.
Wait, something happened? We're seeing more of the benefits of just having all the characters back row while there's one KO'd character in the front row.
I wonder why, like, the guards are wandering around at random on the other floor. On this floor, they're literally just standing still. You're like, I wonder why that is. Like, what
because
their
they're
orders are.
stationed to be that way.
And here, very specifically in this spot.
You are supposed to stand here. Do not move.
And I could technically fight these if I wanted. I could walk out to them, talk to them, and fight them. And probably kill them since I have teleport tomes. But they could also probably try to kill me.
Kill me.
Here we go again.
Well, at least it's the last encounter.
There's technically one more, I think. Oh, yeah, that was the last count. You're right. So that means we want to do that. Just want to set this up again, because this will lead into... Oh, there's Sunfire. Okay. No, I don't think they actually disappear if you fight them. You can attack them, you can talk to them and fight them here, but they don't actually disappear from their posts. So,
yeah,
unless you want to get
they will
the items to kill, or maybe some skill up from fighting them, there's no point.
It would be neat if they disappeared, though, because the route would be a lot more like, okay, fight this one guy, rather than running around the entire room.
I think the only exception is the one that guards the entrance. I think you can talk to the guy to fight him and get him out of the way without using the pass. Then I think he probably just moves anyway. Because as soon as you talk to Hilda or Sid in the bottom, they block your exit from the Dreadnought, so they won't let you leave the Dreadnought once you advance that point. Alright, so that was the opening, essentially the opening portion of the run here. I consider that like the first big portion of the run. And then we get into the middle portion, which is kind of turns into running a couple dungeons and fighting a couple bosses in succession. But it doesn't, I mean, things don't really get dicey until you get to Diced.
Yeah, we could call the opening to the Dreadnought the first act of the game, if you will.
Look at my notes just to remind myself how many steps I'm supposed to take here. I think it's 4. Yep, 4. I'm on my. I mean, my step count's okay. I think I took a couple extras in one dungeon, but it wasn't a significant thing here.
Yeah, you're pretty much still even with your step route.
I know, he's blinking. That's not a good sign. Blinking is very bad for your health in this game.
Well, as soon as you hear the thud, that's very bad for your health in this game.
Thud. Yeah, as soon as you're making sound effects, that's
it's not good.
Not good for you. I mean, it includes Borgin, I guess, too. It's not good for you when you start making sound effects.
I mean, the dude laughs like a turkey gobbles, so I don't know what more you could ask from Borgin. Maybe learn how to do Kefka's laugh, but that's about it.
Okay. Grabbing some mithril shields because they're stronger than the ones I bought at the beginning of the game, and those became available once I returned the mithril here. We're just going to do 50 more, just in case. That should be plenty. 2, that should be 4 extra steps.
And now it is time to start heading towards the east.
I like how they almost lampshade this whole thing. It's like, isn't it awfully convenient that this person wants to join my party? Or give me a ride to my next destination?
And Maria's just like, I don't trust this.
Like, what could go wrong?
If it smells
Nothing.
like a scam and it looks like a scam,
It must be fine.
absolutely.
Ambush.
Surely this person is a prince, and all I have to do is wire them $1 million.
They tried to ambush me, and everybody was in the back row from being previously in the back row, and then Gordon left the party. So nobody had slotted in, and I hadn't gone into my thing, so everybody remained in the back row, but as soon as I got into this fight, there was an ambush, which forced them all into the front row. If they hadn't done that, they would have stayed in the back row, and then Layla would have slotted back into the front row and saved me a menu, but I'm going to have to correct it here.
That's such an easy way to steal a turn. I never even thought about that.
Oh, it's amazing.
I mean, it basically stole a turn because they couldn't hit anybody because nobody was in the front row. So it skipped all their... And that's... The whole thing about this is basically trying to skip animations to... Okay, so we'll equip her. We're going to take her gold hairpin and give that to Furion, which raises his agility, which is the basis for determining ambushes and things, and then... Oh, that's right, I gotta put their shields back on with the new shields that are stronger. And then back up.
So now we're starting to get into the advanced status ailments, if you will, the ones that persist through battle. As you've seen, darkness is persisting through every single battle, but now the second poison effect is in play, which is proper poison, not venom.
I actually don't. Yeah, I don't know which is or which one's supposed to be which version. It just is the one that persists after battle. You're going to notice it when she actually starts walking on land here. It doesn't trigger it while they're sailing or canoeing.
So venom is the bubbles, if I remember correctly.
I mean, bubbles. Yeah, I have a
Because it's the poison
different
bubble
name for it.
bubbles. Yeah. Oh,
Yeah, the bubbles are the ones that go away. Yep.
bye, Layla.
Yeah, many of the stats in this game have temporary versions and permanent versions, and there's different spells to get rid of each of those. There's Isuna, which gets rid of the permanent versions, and Asuna, which I think this is the only game in the series that even has that one.
Yeah.
It's worthless spells unless you're using it in combat.
Good old Asuna and Basuna.
Okay, so we are here in Tropical Island. We need to get the Black Mask at the end of the dungeon here. And this is technically ahead of when we would probably need to do this in terms of the story. But since it's in the general vicinity of where we're trying to go from here to Diced, we just take a little detour here. Notably, different versions go to different locations first. Like, Pixel Remaster actually wants to go to Diced first and get some key items there before going here to Tropical. Whereas we can kind of do it the other way around. But you can do them in any order.
Yeah, you're not locked into doing any specific order on the tropical island, as well as...
This is really the only part of the game where there's like a choice of where to go. You have like 2 destinations. And you don't even have to technically go to the second destination if you don't want to. But I mean, if you're playing this casually for the first time, you might not go here and realize you have to go here yet.
I mean, in my case, I just went to Mesquite as quickly as I could.
My city, I mean, it'd be great to go there if we had a good reason to go there. I don't think I need to save here. This should be okay. Especially with that.
Yeah.
That will help. Okay.
Oh! You should be fine.
Oh, especially if that happens too, yeah.
Yo! Nice! All 4 on the first tome? That's big.
Okay. I'm going to take some extra steps before I get out of here. There's also a teleport tile back here, but I'm not going to use that. I'm going to use teleport the spell instead to control my step count. That does leave Maria at low HP, but that's not a big concern because I'll be doing more casts of teleport in the near future, which basically means that there's no point in healing her right now.
Yeah, so with the teleport spell dropping her to critical HP, it is a nice resource to have.
I'm controlling my steps very carefully here so that an encounter would be triggered, except that I'm stepping in that little river area on the canoe, and encounters can't happen while they're there, so if I had stepped around that instead, I would have gotten an encounter. But I can't avoid this one up here. And this is where I can start to get troll encounters again. There's an ogre mage enemy there. Don't really want to deal with that. But this is an unrunnable formation, so I have to use either teleport tomes or fire tomes, and these guys are much more vulnerable to teleport than fire.
Just like that, that ogre mage is gone. Hopefully this last teleport gets the stalactite. Which, unfortunately, it didn't, but it's no big deal, as more teleport tomes can just be used.
Stalactite's not a particularly dangerous enemy. Got a back row though, and I'm going to get one more encounter before I get to pick up the pendant here, which is another key item I need. Let's take a save. This is probably the single worst dungeon in the game, other than the endgame dungeons. Because the enemies here are almost all these encounters are unrunnable.
Yeah, so they're yellow souls, green souls. The ogre mage encounter. There's all sorts of stuff that you can run into here, and it's just like, okay, I can't run. Cool.
Stalactites are proving more resistant than usual.
Yeah, they're being a bit resilient here.
He's going to go away eventually.
I mean, remember in 2019, we said that about the Lamia Queens, and they never went away.
They're an exception.
That's
They're
true.
Just naturally mean. Okay, so I'm going to do that because she needs to teleport. Teleport if you're dead. Apparently you can't cheat like that. It'd be pretty sweet if you could, like, teleport while you're actually dead.
That would be interesting. Alright. Deist Castle. Skip talking to everybody. Talk to the wyvern while holding the pendant.
Yeah, if we tried to go in here without the pendant that we picked up in the cavern, he wouldn't talk to us. Or no, I'm gonna warp. This is probably the most interesting step controlling thing. I have to warp twice, which moves me both out of the room, then back to the previous floor. Then I'm gonna walk up and go into the treasure room that's on the other floor before teleporting out. And the reason for doing that is it takes the fewest amount of steps to do that. Right now we're
On top of that, we want the Sage's Wisdom out of that chest. So there are 2 spellcasting boosting items, if you will, in the game. There's the Saint's Spirit and the Sage's Wisdom. And as you can guess, one boosts white magic, the other boosts black magic. It's just good.
So I don't mind this group of enemies. I mean, I'm expecting to see packs of undead that are large like this that I can take care of with fire tomes. I'm expecting to see Hill Gigas enemies, which come in packs of 1 or 2 and require me to teleport them. The only real enemy I don't want to see are yellow souls here, because they just instantly ruin my plan for getting through this. My party is just not set up or not equipped to be able to handle groups of yellow souls if I run into them. Because A, they're immune to all magic, so throwing tomes does nothing against them and actually heals them. B is like, if I have a character like Layla alive, I can't shift the only character who could actually do any physical damage, which is Guy, into the front row in order to actually allow him to hit it. But even if he does, he can only attack one of them. The rest of them are all going to do their spellcasting in the meantime. Plus, they frequently ambush and do a ton of damage, so they're whittling down my party's HP before I would ever get a turn.
At a very steady rate at that.
Yeah. At some point they would run out of MP and be unable to cast anymore, but I would be dead long before that because my characters just do not have enough HP to survive.
Yeah, and it takes a long time before they run out of MP.
Having pretty good luck here so far, because this is... I have plenty of fire tomes here, and fire is a pretty quick way to deal with these undead groups. I've been getting pretty good luck with these undead groups. But I do have to basically save for every encounter here, because I just... At any time I can get ambushed with a group of yellow souls and be forced to reset.
You shouldn't have said anything about your luck.
It already went sideways earlier, so there they are. So that's...
Yeah, that's an instant reset.
I will not be fighting those. They will be fighting me. I will not be fighting them.
Yeah, exactly. You want me to fight you? No. Alright. Starting to get deeper into the Deist Cavern.
Nope, there they are. Now that's a rare circumstance. There's like one circumstance where I might consider fighting a Souls enemy if it's like a very small group. If it's like a preemptive fight, I could potentially consider fighting them. Like, this is debatable. I'll just demonstrate, I guess. But nothing's going to happen here. They're going to both cast because I'm not in the front row, so I can't hit them right now. But once this combat round ends, they're going to be moved into the front row. Defend that, defend that. He's going to take his shields off so he can actually do some melee damage. And he can punch them, and he will punch and kill them very quickly because I have very low HP. But the problem, the downside of this is that the downside of this is I take off my defensive items, so he takes more damage from casts. And they almost always outspeed me, so I have to sit through all these extra animations doing this.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the general reason why I might consider fighting them instead of resetting, but only in that very specific circumstance where there's a very low number of them, and it's not an ambush. Plus, that also means I have to go in the menu and fix things like put his shields back on afterwards. So it just becomes this huge time loss. So as a demonstration, that is why I don't. I didn't switch rows. There we go. I won't be fighting any more of those. I have no desire to fight any more of those.
Yeah, fighting the souls is painful.
Okay.
Yeah, Deist Cavern in and
There's
of
the
itself
Hooligans.
can... Oh, nice. They finally show up. Now, show us the Giant's Glove drop.
We don't even need it.
I know we don't. That's why I'm saying show us the drop.
It's like getting the emergency exit from the purple worms.
No kidding there.
They give you a nice, useful item, but they give it to you well after you would really need to use it.
I mean, you could have what one of my practice runs of that had and get a Mega Elixir off of one of the zombie dragons when you're in Temple of Fiends. It's only 1 in 128.
Okay, one more fight here. I'm gonna get one more fight on this floor, which is one more chance for yellow souls. After that, I should get 2 more fights in the dungeon, but the chance of yellow souls should be very low at that point, so I should have little problem advancing through the rest of this dungeon, including the boss. I got a back row. Back row here. That is runnable, I think. It's a weird mix of enemies.
Yeah, that's a strange mix. Alright, 2 chimeras. Teleport goes out and they're gone. Now it's time to submerge the egg.
I'll just take a quick safety case. I gotta force one more encounter before I teleport out. Just don't want it to be a bad one. It shouldn't be a bad one, but it's not usually bad on this floor.
With this game, you never know.
Oh, that's a good one. Okay.
Oh, the Revenants. Yeah, that's perfect.
Yeah, the selection of encounters is better there than out here on the overworld. So once again, missing an encounter by taking a little, very carefully stepping into that pond just below the lake. But thankfully we are now done with the worst dungeon in the game. I can move on. But now where it's time for the worst boss in the game.
Oh, yeah.
Our old pal.
Yep, it's time for her to show back up, isn't it? The whole reason the run in 2019 took over 3 hours.
What a confidence booster. I love hearing it.
Okay, so we're doing fine. I don't think there's another encounter here, but I do have to take 2 extra steps before going into the town. We do that on the boat because you move faster on the boat, and the encounter rate is much lower on the sea than on the rest of the overworld. Okay, so I'm going to save here. Make sure I didn't go front right, did I? I did.
Yeah, you did.
We'll fix that. We'll safety save here, and Jack, we'll leave it up to you to guess how many tomes I'm going to have to throw to win this fight.
1 and done. That is my hope, is 1 and done.
An overly conservative 10. Assuming we can make it
That's a
that
very
far.
conservative. I'm not sure I could throw 10 before she kills me. Unless I wanted to, prolong the fight by throwing a life tome instead. This is one of the coolest battle tracks in the game, though.
Boss Battle 2. Ah!
Well, that wasn't too bad.
Okay, that was real good.
Oh, my face is wisdom
film.
drop. There's a new strap then. Now we don't have to actually go get one. We can just farm her.
Do. Sure, man, whatever.
I will not be doing that.
That
She's supposed to
was
drop a bunch of money.
that was interesting to say the least.
I gotta take more steps here. I just gotta double check my steps. I think I only gotta take 2 here, but let me just double check. Health room. Yep, 2 extra steps. Okay. I'd rather be just quickly referencing my notes and double checking that.
Then make a mistake and just be out of luck.
And make mistakes. Making a mistake can be very punishing in this game, especially on a step route. In most cases, you can recover it. So this is new to this. This particular landing spot here for the next section is new to this run. I did not use this landing spot. The current world record uses this landing spot well below the Coliseum, instead of just going closer to that where that little interchange is, that little S ring. This is one of the most dangerous parts in Pixel Remaster, though, because you usually get 2 or 3 encounters here. You get frequently ambushed, and the enemies like to really be jerks. But the row shenanigans in this version allow you to avoid usually the worst of it. We get one more here, I think. And it's just meleeing antlions, so nothing to worry about there. So we can go in here. Front or back row? Okay, yep, we're good.
So while you're going through the behemoth fight, Poorscythe ended up posing a very good question about the step routing. This is very, very similar to FF4 step routing. As Rendell actually said, it allows you to roll over steps where you would normally get an encounter. So it becomes extremely handy.
Let's see how this goes. So he ambushed me, which just forced everyone, which essentially skipped the first round of combat, because it just forced everyone into the front row.
Come on. Show us a win. That's a win.
It's one of the few enemies that doesn't have actually any drop at all. Almost everything in this game drops money or items, and Behemoth is one of the few that doesn't drop either.
Oh, we've been ambushed. Oh, we've been thrown in jail.
You'd think we'd be a little bit more observant after being ambushed by a behemoth, but sure, I guess.
And then our good friend Paul saves us. Thanks, Paul.
This is the sequel to that speedrun in 2019. Is this like FF2 2?
FF 2x2.
2x2.
2 squared. Yeah, it hurts
Need
slightly less.
It needs to be
than
more
hit by
like
a 4
more
by-
Kingdom Heartsy in terms of naming. Though.
I mean, it could be
2 by
Danganronpa.
4 over 6.
Ooh, what an ugly group. I think it's unrunnable. I don't know.
I think that's
it's
an
a
unrunnable
unrunnable.
group as well.
I almost never see this group of
And,
enemies.
and the next dimension.
Oh, fascinating. Is that? I have a list of unrunnables. Is that unrunnable? Apparently not. Huh. Probably better to be safe than sorry, but well, I guess it depends how hard they hit me here. I might try to run just for the hell of it.
I think we
I wanna
have to
just see.
try and run
Look
here.
at that! Would you believe?
Is this
All right.
one of those games where, like, if you get rid of one of the enemies, it becomes runnable, or do you have to, like, complete the whole fight?
No, it's like
It's not
flagged on a
fun.
formation basis.
Okay.
That's such a rare encounter that like I almost never see that. I would never know if it is or not because I don't reference my list too often like that. On the plus side, Maria got a free res from Gordon leaving. It seems they want to do that a lot. If like your extra party member leaves your party, it seems to automatically res anyone that is dead at the time that they left to give them a free res.
It's always real nice.
So yeah, I wasted a bunch of time, I guess, trying to kill that encounter, not realizing it was runnable, but I almost never see that encounter, so I would never have realized.
Yeah, that's one of the more rare encounters for that floor in particular.
Okay, just taking 72 extra steps there in increments of 8 to shift the encounters again.
8x9.
Okay. Back to our boats, and now we're just going to sail back towards Finn. Because we're
It
finally
is
going to go
time.
challenge and take over. Yeah, we're going to take over the castle. We're tired of the other enemies having it.
It's time to go challenge Gatos at the top of the castle, reclaim it, as well as the city of Fen.
This is another new, slightly different landing location for this boat. Normally I would park at the mouth of that little river there and just follow the river. But if you very carefully manipulate, you can force an encounter right here before going into the castle, which leaves you exactly enough steps to get through from here to the boss with no encounters in the dungeon, in the castle. And the encounters here can be very nasty.
Yeah, the encounters here in Castle Fen, they tend to do quite a bit of damage. Alright, there's Gatos' roar, and he's not going to be around for much longer.
He should be fine. This should be a quick fight.
No Bacchus one.
That essentially ends the middle portion of the run is what I consider it. Because it's like a five boss little gauntlet here. Learn. 3 keywords in succession. And notably, one other thing that changes is all the enemy encounters here disappear. And I can take free steps. 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18. So essentially the steps on most of these screens do not actually count against the total, and they won't advance the counter. In that one route where I was actually taking extra steps, that's where it does count. but it just flips it around all of a sudden. This is on actual hardware. This is on a PSP 3000 model that is streaming with component out. That is an ugly group of enemies. We're going to have to take care of that with multiple fire tomes.
That
on
is
this
a
right here.
nasty group.
You don't see anything on the screen because it's outputting to the TV I'm playing on.
Yeah, it's not something that you run across very often, but the PSP 2000 and 3000 models both do have video output. Also, as of late, the Castlefin basement has become my second favorite dungeon in the game.
It's become my least favorite recently because I keep getting green souls here for some reason.
They just want to
They
heal
keep
you.
sneaking in. They want to heal me, but they keep waiting until the very last minute to show up.
Yeah.
Which is where I'm not expecting them to come on, and I don't safety save often enough here. I did safety save earlier. I'm going to just try to run it through and hope that I do not get them. They're only like a 1 in 64 chance. It's going to be very annoying
they're
if they do
rare.
show up, but they are rare, but they've been entirely too not rare lately for me doing runs.
I mean, at least it's not the death
This is
machine.
otherwise a very free dungeon. I got one more encounter on this floor. Alright, so that's okay. It's just one enemy caster. And he's not even casting a damage spell.
He's just casting blind.
So we're gonna back row that. I'm gonna get 2 encounters on this floor. There's only 2 types of enemies that spawn here. There's either stalagmites or green souls. Stalagmites require teleport tomes. Green souls are unfightable.
Well, that was a good first teleport tome.
And I don't want to, but I'm going to safety save after this one before I get the last encounter because I just don't trust this. I don't want to have to repeat the last 5 encounters.
I wouldn't trust it either.
It's like a 1 in 64 chance, but with how this run's been going, there's no reason to do that. This is the last fight of this dungeon. Okay, so just those guys. Looks like I'm down to about 50 teleport tomes, which is half of what I bought already. And after this, I get to go back to my city and buy more.
Yeah, so should be topping off the teleport tome stock.
Come on. I'm just going extra rounds.
There we go.
Okay.
So where's that one guy?
I'll sit there. I do have to remember the back row.
And there's the white mask obtained. We got the black mask earlier from the island. And so with the white mask and the black mask, we're now about to be able to get a crystal rod.
Okay, we're finally going to make our way to Mycidia. Just going to take a quick boat trip over here and a bunch of extra steps again, just to once again advance and keep my encounter. So 2. 38 steps. I will only get 1 encounter here before reaching Mycidia. There's kind of a hodgepodge of enemies here, which could be very runnable or very unrunnable. Let's see what's in the mystery box. That is runnable. That's a good one. Cockatrices are so much worse in Pixel Remaster.
Oh my gosh, no kidding there.
Okay, so let's get rid of all the crap we don't need anymore. Buckler. What did I just sell?
Hellfire Tome.
Thank God I did sell.
Yeah, you sold the Hellfire that you had.
Oh yeah, I've got. Okay, yep. Supposed to sell that, which is what I wanted. Import 40. Anything else I can sell? I don't need the bucklers. At least 4 of them. Doesn't work anything. Anything else worth selling? Nope. Okay. So we're close to max on teleport tomes for the rest of the run. That's the last planned time I'm going to be buying anything, I think. Other than haste tomes at the end. Like the white mask here.
So Chad is asking, is there any other benefit to dual-wielding shield? Does it build stats, or does it just build levels with shields?
It does essentially both in this version, because it uses your agility, or at least your turn order and everything is based on your agility. Your agility relies on your evasion skill, which is boosted by shields. And the more levels you have, the more effect it has.
Good. Okay.
That's an annoying group of enemy, but we can kill them, I guess. Might take an extra round of combat, though.
They're a little frightening, if you ask me.
Well, it takes like 4 or 5 casts, so I can't do this in one round. There's a chance they could counter cast Break on me. I do have needles, but this is otherwise an unrunnable group of enemies. And they're not.
Instead, we'll get
these
cursed.
These guys are invulnerable to teleport, so my only option to kill them if I want to attack is fire.
And that's why we bought all of those fire tomes back.
Yeah, we bought more in case of some other encounters. There's going to be one more encounter. Am I missing something? I feel like I missed an encounter. Oh, I did! Oh, whoops.
Did you not take extra steps in Mysidia?
I was supposed to take like 70-something steps when I was putting the map down. Okay, so I'm well ahead of where I'm supposed to be. That's going to be messy.
Oh, a la carte. Step menu.
That's going to be...
Now we either save 70 steps worth of time, or lose 1,000 steps worth of time.
Oh no, there's going to be a lot of difference.
It shouldn't change. I mean, it's a lot of difference in terms of where I'm going to get the encounters. It's not going to shift a huge number of encounters here, because I can fix it on the boat after, but that's going to mess up my expectation of where I'm getting encounters. And that's actually going to hugely impact... Okay, I think that was 3 quick ones in succession, so I think I know where I am in the count. I'm going to have to probably reference my document to see where I would be. Yeah, I skipped the extra steps. I was supposed to take that after putting down the white mask, and I just totally missed on that one. So this is going to be a little dicey until I can get back to my boat. I think I can correct it there, relatively pain-free. Unfortunately, this could be a very dangerous dungeon on the later floors.
That black garb, though, is very nice. It's another agility-boosting piece of equipment.
Thankfully, we can save every floor and wherever we want. Doesn't fix the problem, but at least it makes it non-end running, run-ending.
Non-end running.
It's not yet. This won't end the run. This just will make me double question everything.
Alright, Black Mask goes on Doppelganger, Doppelganger disappears, and we're able to continue in the Obsidian Cave.
Okay, well, I'm just going to have to remember. So I was supposed to take 76 steps, so I know that I'm off by 76 right now. And I have a couple of spots here where I was probably going to take steps too. I can probably skip those and then end up okay on my ship once I get out of this dungeon. But it's going to be a little dicey until I get to that point. So we'll have some fun here in this. I say fun, but the correct word's more
Fun.
like terror.
Air quotes fun, right?
Air quotes fun.
Like terror.
My
Like,
definition of
like-
fun.
Yeah.
if you guys like random encounters, you're going to get more of them here now.
That's why we called the show Random Encounters. Because everybody here is a fan of Random Encounters. There's not a single person that hates them. Not at all.
If I had been on my step count, then I would have only gotten 2 encounters on the final floor, which is where some of the nastiest encounters are. So this is going to be a little more adventurous on that floor, because I'm probably going to get more than 2 if I'm a quarter of the cycle away from where I'm supposed to be. I'm just going to have to very carefully math this after I get out of here.
Good old Marlboros.
Right. It's not too bad so far.
So far, this has been kind.
This is the worst personal goof I've made so far. The worst actual goof is just that absolute abysmal red soul fight early on.
Yeah, the Red Soul fight, that just did not work out.
To this long stretch here, this is probably what I was supposed to get on the next floor. And I'm getting it here. I'm very carefully tiptoe saving here because I don't know exactly where I'm going to get the encounter. I know that I'm
You got an
supposed to
encounter
take
right
extra
there.
steps. If I got one, well, thank you. Thanks for the update.
Glad we brought the seeing eye dog with us.
Yep. That's where you get encounter. It's like that's where you were supposed to get. You're like, ah, of course. Ooh, don't break. No. Oof.
Uh-oh.
That could suck.
Oh, that's...
I'm just gonna reset that. I mean, it's gonna take me 2 rounds to kill that minimum. I don't think that's gonna be worth it. And then they could just break the other guy too. Okay, so we're getting the encounter here. That's a better one.
That's much better. Marlboro Parasite Changer.
Okay. That's not really something I can fight.
So yeah, because the 76 extra steps were not taken in the either place where we put the white mask or in my city itself, everything has been an adventure in this cave.
I mean, I'm probably not getting more than Alright, so I was supposed to take 6 extra steps there? Yes, so 6. So now we're down to 70 that I need to take. When I get a chance. But that's probably going to make this floor an adventure. Because I don't know where the encounters are going to... Oh, there's one right there. And that's not the group I want.
This floor is going to be the greatest adventure ever.
We can get through it. It's just going to be a little adventurous. Okay. I know that like the shortest amount of steps between like any 2 encounters in the cycle is like 11. I will not get encounters more frequently than every 11 steps. That's not the right count. We can kill that. If they don't kill us first. We'll see.
I mean, that's always the goal. We can beat them as long as they don't beat us first. Okay, that's good. Just got to get this last teleport. Easy fight.
Okay. Alright. I took 10 steps there because I know I can take at least 10 steps before there's any future encounter. I'm probably not at that point in the cycle, but this is a long run here. That's a bad group, though.
Well, we know that that encounter is going to be right before the stairs, so it works out.
Yeah, that's okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10. That's just in case. I'm almost at, I gotta just run up this little long hall to get in there and grab that. Probably get one. Not getting one? Didn't get one. Good.
Thank goodness.
Okay, and then normally I'm supposed to take 8 steps here. I'm going to skip that. Actually, let's just teleport out first. I'm going to skip the steps. I'm going to save. Now I'm down to 62 extra steps so far. Or 62 that I have to take when I get to the boat.
Saving this run one step at a time.
Actually, this is probably backwards. I didn't take extra steps, and then now I'm taking extra steps to make up for that. So I missed on steps, then I was supposed to take extra steps. Oh no, never mind. No, because we already took the extra steps.
Well, I thought we were going to take those extra steps once we got to the ship.
Yeah, I hope I'm not like mathing this in reverse, and I'm supposed to be adding them instead of subtracting them.
Yeah, you were supposed to be adding them the entire time. Because it was, what, 76 in Mysidia? And then
I was supposed to take, was it 8 on that? No, 76.
6 in the Crystal Rod room. So that's 82.
Wasn't the Crystal Rod room, it was the B4 stairway.
Or, yeah.
B4? So that'd be 84 then. I'm supposed to take some on the boat here normally anyway. Okay. But we're almost on the boat.
You're going to be taking a lot on the boat then.
84 plus another 8?
92.
No, that 26, 82, 90. I don't. It doesn't matter.
Should be 90.
So, yeah, okay. It should be 90. Let me save before I do that, just in case. I might get 1 encounter here. That I do that, or 2 if I'm in the absolute worst spot in the order. I'll get 2 on here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 10, 1, 2. What was that? 5. That was 15. Okay. 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 30, 40, 50. 69. Is that 71? Should be 56 between steps. 15, 65, 71, 72. 81,
And chat thought they wouldn't have to
90.
learn math today.
I believe that is correct now. But I was in the
think-
wrong. I was in the wrong spot in terms of the turn order. So like I was going to get. If I take 256 steps on the ocean, there's only 2 encounters I'm going to get. And both of them were within that 90 step range. I should have an idea about if I'm in the right area when I get my first encounter here.
Yeah.
That's wrong. That's definitely wrong.
YOLO it is.
Is it time to reload the save? Because it might be better.
Yeah, actually, it's probably true. Yeah. Let me do that. Let me see if I can figure out where I'm supposed to be. You'll bear with me a minute. Where is my... There it is.
So it's 76, 6, and 8, correct?
Where was I? I was... This was the first one, right? This was before I took the steps.
Right.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 16. So that's number 15 in the order. I'm supposed to get into the Leviathan at 117. Sixteen, 17, 18, 19, 20. This next one should be an encounter. Yes, 71.
Well, when you're going back down...
8, 9, 80, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 90. One, 2. Okay. So I have 2 to work with. We're getting there. We're almost there. Just gonna have to bear with me a second more. 91. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 100. 1, 2, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So that should put me 1 off. Which I can't really fix because it's an odd number.
All right.
That should put me
So we
where I'm supposed to. Oh yeah, because I was supposed to skip that, I think? Yes. If I had actually been on the exact order, that's supposed to be a skippable encounter. That's why I would have gotten that there. Okay, next one will be up here then. We can work with this, I think. I'll just have to figure out where I can save an extra step somewhere.
That's a good question. Does embarking and disembarking the ship save a step?
Nope. But if I approach a cutscene tile like that, the step I took to get into the tile where it sucks you into the vortex does not count. Okay, so I'm going to get 1 up here. I'm getting a 1 later than usual, which means I've taken not enough steps yet. So I have to take 1 extra step somehow. I'm not sure how I'm going to pull that off. Can I do this one? 1 fewer step? Does it need to take a step that I'm missing? I'm not sure. This is a little tougher to do live.
Yeah, I was about to say, this is...
Step
This is tough, I
rerouting on the fly, yeah, that doesn't sound very easy.
That's not usually a miss. I mean, forgetting to take the steps in the White Castle, or the White Mask Passage was a little weird there. I haven't forgotten to do that before. And that's a huge number.
Could you take the one extra step that you're missing in the Mysidian Tower before stepping on any of the damage tiles?
Maybe? Let's see. I'm getting it. If I take extra steps, I'm supposed to get it earlier. Which means I haven't taken enough steps, because that means I'm getting it later, so I haven't taken enough steps yet. So I need to take one additional step. You know what I could probably do? I could probably just walk into Mysidia, warp out, and walk back in again. Into the tower. That should work. Okay.
That very well may.
Okay.
Also, hello, Ricard Highwind. As well as the roundworm.
He is indeed looking very round today.
And very worm.
Bit blue, I'd say,
Just
though.
standing there menacingly.
He's just standing there, menacingly!
Yeah, because you're throwing books at him and you keep missing, and he's very confused.
He's like, what?
Why are they throwing a library at me? What did I do wrong?
The fun thing is I'm supposed to take extra steps here, too. So this is what? 6 more steps here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so I was probably supposed to skip that. Oh, I can't run from that, that's right. These are all the fights I'm not used to getting, because this is going to make me do the whole thing again. Did I save somewhere?
I believe you saved before roundworm?
It is worth doing the editor's commentary that this does not have to be in a single RTA. You can load a different save if you have one, instead of struggling through trying to fix what's happened.
I don't think I have anything around here usually, because I'm not usually having to save this.
Yeah, I kind of figured that'd be the case, but just figured I'd put that out there. That is the one thing about this show. Whatever the runner needs to not get bullied by the game, feel free. Everything short of a game short code that gives you infinite HP. That's a little bit different.
I'm very close to fixing this. It's just not exact, and I really want to be exact before I go into Mysidia Tower, because half the reason that we're stepping is to avoid the shenanigans that happen in Mysidia Tower.
Yeah, after we get, or when we get ready to disembark from the boat, go ahead and save again.
Yeah, we'll do that.
Tome 3 is not the charm.
He's back to standing there menacingly again.
Yeah. Hey, not anymore.
Okay. Let's go up and I'll... Alright. Let's save here. I'm supposed to take 6 extra here. So ideally I'd want to take 7. Let's do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's going to trigger this. It's unrunnable. Let's take care of it. And I should just take one more. Yeah, I should step in, warp out, re-enter, and that should correct it. I'll know on the second floor Because I should get no encounters on the first floor if I do it correctly, and the very first step I take on the second floor should be an encounter, if I'm on my count.
Which it should recover the count.
Alright, let's save then, now that I've got through that. This is just in case I did it.
And now for the crystal rod to come out and break the seal on the Mysidian tower.
Okay. Really? It's going to play the cutscene again. I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either!
Huh. I don't know if that counts then. Wait, no, I did take a step, so yeah, it should advance it.
Yeah, it should advance it.
Okay. Well, let's hope so. Okay. If I'm on the right count, one counter on this floor. Now it should be here. One. I'm still off by one. Okay. Okay. And we're back on the next floor then? Well, we'll find out. She needs. I have ether, so I can use ether. I get an encounter here. I have to take extra steps here. Let's do that.
Your step counter doesn't advance when you go into the damage tiles here, correct?
It does not.
Step into the damage tile, step out, step back in.
I'm here. Did I take a step yet?
You have not taken the one step that you're off by. That's why I'm saying step into the damage, step into the lava tile, step out, and then step back in to continue.
I think that's right. I should have... Okay, I really don't want to be off on this floor, specifically, because that will turn into so many more extra encounters than I need to be.
And now for the elemental gigasses.
Where are we now? Where's the fire geeks? I should be on 165.
I think you're good.
70, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 80, 1, 2, 3. If I'm right, the next step should be the encounter. Okay, we're back. Okay.
We fixed it live.
We're back. We fixed it. Okay. That was dicey. Remind me never to do that again.
Hey, don't do that again.
Don't do that again. My favorite commentary. Runners stop being bad.
I told him to.
Yeah, he told me to remind him to never do that again.
I mean, it's like 90% of our commentaries too when I have Sonny around. Literally just monkey on my back. Ooh, forward. Yeah, I know. I'm holding the forward button. Calm down.
Okay. There should be no encounters on this floor. Because I stepped correctly. I'm going to heal here. And save just in case. I mean, it's only possible that thank God I have this spreadsheet that has everything detailed about what the number is supposed to be at every given event transition. That's the only thing that would ever remotely save me in this case. I almost never have to reference it, but I almost also never get off by that much because I never make that kind of mistake.
Yeah, unfortunately, this show is the "that's never happened before" express.
I mean, you can practice all you want, but if you're not prepared for some amount of randomness or things to turn around on you. Are you even speedrunning at that point then?
Yeah. Following a route is one thing. Learning how to recover is a completely different skill set.
Oh, very much so. Learning how to recover without being on tilt is a completely different skill set.
Yeah, that's one you got to build up to when you submit to a marathon, because you keep looking at your PBs, and then when you no reset, you realize that life is not all sunshine and rainbows. You got to rejigger your thought process when you're looking at things.
Can't fight that. That's unfortunate. Guess I still have to put up with occasional red soul, yellow soul enemy groups.
So don't ask me how, but apparently my PS TV was on. I blame you, Poorscythe. It's telling me to join you in running.
What were you playing?
I've literally left. That's a good question. What were you playing?
I wasn't playing anything on it. It was just on.
Just failed to turn it off last time you used it?
Yep. Probably. And if
I've left my PS2 on a few nights when I was doing Dragon Quarter, because I like to have to hold the button rather than just pushing it once. It's so annoying.
Yeah, and if I was playing anything on it, it was FF1.
Ideal.
Good old Boulders 9. The Thunder Gigas is the definition of I throw a rock at it.
Yeah.
I mean, Boulders 9 implies the existence of Boulders 1 to 8, and you never see that.
Exactly.
I know, it's like you count the animation. I've been cheated. There's 3 boulders here. Wait a minute.
No, there was only one boulder that was thrown.
One very large boulder.
Just the one.
I throw a rock at it.
Thankfully, most of the rest of this tower is pretty forgiving. Usually. I gotta qualify it, because
sometimes it's not.
Things don't conform to exact standards. Okay, that should be Robble. Now there should be one more fight on this floor. That's a... yeah. As long as I don't sleep, everything... I don't wake up. Of course, nobody wakes up. Nice. Cool.
Sounds about right.
Oh, yeah. That's great.
Statuses are so ephemeral in this. Like, it's so common to get something like a confuse or a paralyze and then see it wear off instantly. That's plus 2 steps. That's not great, but whatever, we can figure that out.
Where's your next spot to take extra steps?
Very close after this, so that shouldn't be a problem.
Yeah, so you'll just take 2 less steps.
Okay, we finished the tower. Just gotta save afterwards, and then take, minus 2 steps from the next spot.
Alright, this is lore accurate. Minwu's gonna use the Kamehameha wave.
Get Goku'd, idiot! If only Ultima actually did that kind of damage.
I mean, to be fair, in the Famicom version, Ultima just doesn't work.
Such is the way of the Nasir trilogy.
Oh, man, he's blinking again.
So,
He
Rindle,
did thud, right?
Rindle asking the question of whether or not Ultima is broken here. And the answer is, depends upon your definition of broken.
Yeah, are we asking good broken or bad broken?
Because in the Famicom version, yeah, Ultima is broken in the bad way of it doesn't do damage. But in the remakes, it's broken in the good way. Because it takes your weapon levels and your other magic levels and then adds those together, multiplies it by Ultima's level, and that more or less becomes just the damage output of the spell itself. Alright, so we have come back to Fynn. We've seen a few of the towns destroyed, and we've learned about the Cyclone. The only way we can really enter the Cyclone here is by hatching the remaining Wyvern egg and reuniting Wyvern and Dragoon, which is exactly what we're about to do here with the pendant on this mirror.
What do you think would have happened if Minwu had had shot his thing at the mirror here? Would it reflect and kill him?
He would have been dead regardless.
We'd all been dead.
I guess
Just the bad ending.
I guess. Yeah.
It's the bad ending.
That's the kind of thing where, they don't want you to die, in gameplay, but then something's going to die anyway in the cutscene.
Yep.
Explodes, man.
Until you're no, that's it's not okay to die in the game.
Moves on.
All right. It's time to get a very, very strong weapon. We mentioned it earlier, and now it's finally time to obtain it. The one, the only, the Blood Sword. So as I mentioned earlier about the Blood Sword, the way that it operates is every hit deals 1/16 of an enemy's HP to it. So if you get 16 hits, you get an insta-kill. Yeah, but we're not playing Famicom. We are playing PSP. And now we are on to the Cyclone, which has... It has encounters. That's the way I'm going to put it. They can be dangerous. They can be rather tame. It's just they're encounters.
Could it be that they're random encounters?
So I've heard.
Okay, more of those. It's good.
I mean, you're the one that has the card.
I do. I probably have a lot of versions of that card because it's a very common card.
I was about to say, if I remember right, that was a common in the set.
Actually, look like it's an uncommon. I didn't realize that.
Is it uncommon? Huh.
It's uncommon. I see silver.
Random encounter, as common as we expected.
Yeah, if you were actually in the Pixel remaster, this might be the first dungeon where you might see an unrunnable encounter. They took almost all of them out of Pixel remaster and made it much easier. That was a nice teleport zone.
That was a really good teleport tome. Holy cow.
Okay. This dungeon can go very quickly or very drawn out, and it really just depends on which encounters you get. I don't think I can run from that. No. That's...
I was about to say,
Yeah.
I don't remember on the Devil's Bloom encounters.
I don't think it's with Gatos, I don't think so.
Yeah, I think that's correct. This
Yeah,
one,
I think
though,
that's
you
correct.
absolutely
I mean,
can.
There is definitely an encounter turn-off feature in all the Pixel Remaster games, so if you really dislike an area, you can turn the encounters off. It's not really allowed in a speedrun, though. Unless you're using a category with boosts. And we can't fight those.
Yeah, if you're using the boost category, then you can absolutely do that.
Honestly, the boost categories are pretty fascinating. It's like, how fast could you go if you didn't have to fight anything? And the answer is very fast. You can finish it in like an hour and 10 minutes. If you don't have to fight random encounters. If you have to fight random encounters, it adds like a whole extra hour to the run.
I mean, it's like the no encounters patch we have for PSP.
It's very similar to that, yeah. Stop giving me that. That's okay. You can take that.
Royal Guards are fine.
Not what I want, but I can do it. You can't really fight.
I mean, you got them in one.
Wood golems do not teleport, and they have a lot of health. I actually never put the gear on Ricardia, did I? Have to do that coming up.
I don't think so.
I didn't do that yet. I'm not supposed to do that yet, I don't think, though. I usually do it right around here. Okay. Take care of this. This should be the last random encounter before I get to the Emperor Gauntlet, which is one of the other difficult fights in this game.
Yeah, because we're nearing the last few dungeons, or we're in pretty much the last few dungeons of the game at this point.
This is the fourth last dungeon. There's 3 relatively quick dungeons after this, at least in terms of just, you don't have to do anything other than run. It takes time to get through them, depending on the encounters you get. Alright, so we will take the step up here. Alright, so that means we're doing... Let me take that off. Res... In. Make sure everybody's there. He's got to get his gear on, which is the Blood Sword. Black Garb and the Thief's Gloves. Save.
And now it's time to go into the Emperor Gauntlet. Yeah, the chest with the antidote was so mean.
Okay, that's a good start for the first fight. Ambush not ideal, but...
I hope you've got your Emperor card ready.
It's sitting right here. I got the one, I don't have the other one. Where is it?
Ah,
I don't have the one with the Amano art on it.
gotcha.
Where are you? There he is, yes.
Well, that's a good second fight in the Gauntlet, too. This Gauntlet's actually been cooperating.
I wonder if that will help here or not. Let's try... I say I need the Sage. Where's the Sage? There it is. Teleport. Fire and attack. I'm specifically powering up Guy with an item that boosts his intelligence, the Sage's thing, to do a ton of damage with fire tomes, specifically to kill the golem as quickly as possible. Maria's going to try to teleport the other 3 enemies.
Got both of the guards.
He slept, though. That's a little unfortunate. Alright, so you will do that. You're going to fix this. That might finish this off. While we're doing that, look at the shiny card. Emperor card. Alright, so there he goes.
There goes the Emperor. And this fire tome should do it.
I think the golem is stronger than the evil guy.
That should be enough. It's 700 is not enough? Wow. Alright, whatever. Yeah, but anyways, we'll do it.
So we do have a question in YouTube chat. Is this faster with Japanese text, or are there any significant differences with different languages?
I assume it's faster in Japanese, but managing the inventory would be more difficult for me, as I don't speak Japanese. I could pull that off in FF1 PSP just because I have a lot less inventory management there, and I'm more familiar with doing it. I have done runs of FF1 PSP in the Japanese language. Mostly just for fun, though. Because I do not speak Japanese. Or read Japanese.
Yeah, it's not very easy learning the katakana or whatever they use, because there's so many, like, small differences. It's very rough to pick up on quickly at that.
I expect it's a little faster just because some dialogue, like when you talk to Paul in his house, the text box in Japanese is only like 2 text boxes long. In English, it's 4. I don't know how many more instances there are like that where it's fewer or there's different amounts. I mean, the one biggest change that people do in Pixel Remaster is they use the original music, because that actually shortens the amount of time it takes. The fanfares go off quicker, and you regain control faster afterwards as a result. Not an option here, unfortunately. But honestly, I find listening to the remastered music in both versions more pleasing over a 2 to 3 hour run.
I mean, even listening to the remastered music for FF1 in what is just under an hour and 20-minute run is still very, very calming. Until we go 2,000 years into the past and we're just on edge.
Say goodbye to Sid.
Oh, Sid, you're gone. You've been voted off the island.
I've done nothing wrong! No! This is my show, or something like that.
You've been voted off the island, though.
Replaced, yeah.
Let's change his gear. Most notably, I have to take this off. I mean, one of the biggest differences in PR is, like, they automatically take characters' equipment off when they depart your party, so you don't have to remember to do that.
Yeah, whereas here you have to do that
but
manually.
in PSP, if you, like, do that here, you totally ruin your run. Because if Ricard departs and he's still got the blood sword equipped, that's a big goof. Alright, so 3 dungeons left. We just gotta make our way over to where Sid parked the airship. I don't know how he parked it over there and got back to Altair. Doesn't really make any sense logistically.
He swam.
Why he just dashes it here. Yeah, it's a heck of a swim.
Right? So yeah, the remaining dungeons are...
We're just running.
The Palamecian Tower, and then the Jade Passage into Pandemonium. And depending upon how things go, this could be done very quickly, or, you know, we could be sitting here for a little bit longer.
I don't have. I mean, unless it's unrunnable and I want to fight it, I can fight it here. But I mean, there's no bosses or anything between here and the end of the game, so it's literally just running through the last 3 dungeons to finish off this. Unfortunately, there's a lot of random encounters, especially ones that might require teleport.
There is one boss between here and the end of the game, and it's, well, final boss.
Yes, if you consider him a boss.
I mean, he is just a glorified random encounter.
Now that's the comment in the chat that I'm expecting. That's the true boss.
Lamia Queen, as always.
Yep. No. Final boss does not PX. I was about to say, yeah, we see an Iron Giant. This run is absolutely blessed.
Dude, he's got like a great sprite in this version.
Iron Giant just looks amazing.
Oh, Sid, I don't want you to feel left out, though. I do have our pal Sid, his card.
Nice, nice.
He's gone to wherever you go when you blink away. I don't know where that is.
Jump off an airship with explosives in your hand, you know. One of a dozen different devilish feats that we've survived over the years.
I'm trying to remember the name of the town in the Soul of Rebirth portion, and I can't remember it off the top of my head.
I could not tell you. Still have yet to finish that. I've probably seen it in, like, because I have the strategy guide for the version. I've probably seen it referenced, but I've never played it myself. Or never played it to completion. I remember starting it once or twice. But I've never finished it. And I've done nothing with the Arcane Labyrinth. I've gone in there like once or twice.
Yeah, I've never done anything in the Arcane Labyrinth either. But I've always found it interesting just to be able to go through.
Okay. We're around here. Alright, just gotta finish this run. I mean, some bosses have made mistakes out of me, and I've made one huge mistake that we were able to correct. It cost me a bunch of time, unfortunately. But we're back on our step count. We really wanted to be on the step count for the rest of it to minimize the number of encounters in these last dungeons, because they're already very long dungeons that require a number of unavoidable encounters. I think there's 13 in Jade and 21 in Pandemonium. And there's a high likelihood of Lamia Queens and other really nasty enemies.
By the way, the name of the town in Soul of Rebirth, on the Soul of Rebirth side, is McCannon. I'm not even joking. MACHANON, McCannon.
Get one town and that is it, yeah. The struggle is like making it to the town, man. It's a real slog because you start out in the middle of nowhere. So you just got to make it down there somehow. Can't remember if I think you start with the prince who dies at the very beginning of the game. So like his level is whatever they set it to randomly. But the big one is that I think the rest of them join your party compared to your like their level levels, air quotes, that they left your party at. So ignoring your guest characters can make Go ahead.
I know the general strategies. You obviously want to send the Bloodsword with Ricard.
Yep.
That means you have to find an alternate way to kill the Emperor in this to proceed to that. Okay, so I'm going to get one encounter here, then I'm going to take extra steps at the end of this floor.
Imagine if we could duplicate items. Then we just duplicate the sword.
Oops, all swords.
Okay, that's right. Okay, so one more encounter here before I get to Leon.
I thought it was L.
Oh, good grief.
It's an annoying enemy, but whatever, we can take care of him.
Did you say he's generally annoying?
Oof. On thin ice right now.
Hey, you're the one that asked me. Just remember that.
I never asked for this.
Yeah, that is fair.
Nobody ever asks for it. They just get it.
Nobody expects the Spanish Inquisition.
Exactly.
Not even the Spanish Inquisition.
I don't even know. Do I want to ask what my time is right now? I know it's getting up there.
It's a little over
looking.
2.5.
I'm intentionally not looking. That's it?
I mean,
Oh, that's close.
It's 2:38.
Okay, yeah, so it should be under 3 then. We will still be 2019 at the rate that we're going right now. We will beat 2019. That's all I want at this point. After the mistakes that have been made here today, that's all I want is to beat that time right now.
I was about to say, I beat your 2018 time in my last marathon run of FF1, and now you're beating your 2019 time for this.
Does that include the bonus
Next
content,
time-
though? Because I did bonus content on that run.
I took out the time from your bonus content.
I mean, I would argue that I wasn't very good at the game at that time. Like,
That's
my
true.
times got way better after that.
I was about to say neither of us were really.
Okay, so we have one more thing left to do here. So I have to go in here to advance my step counter by 9, and I specifically have to do it in the inn because it doesn't work inside the town itself. It only works in certain rooms. So I'm advancing the step count there by 9. And I'm advancing it by 1 additional tile here by landing at the lower of these 2. I have to take 1 more set of steps here just after I enter. And that should be the last correction for the stepping extras. So here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going to save here. Let's put his gear on. Nope, that's wrong. Take that off. Put the blood sword on. Didn't I have a... I don't have enough shield? I guess not. I just sold it.
No.
Okay. I know I sold it, like... I thought I left one on... Usually I have one in my inventory to put on his offhand. I don't think it's going to matter too much.
Yeah, I think you'll still be okay regardless at this point. I mean, we are...
Alright, so that was the last bunch of planned steps at the end, at the entrance to Jade here. So now it's literally just a straight run through Jade and Pandemonium to the end of the game. There should be 13 encounters in Jade with the way that I've stepped, and 21 in Pandemonium, and I have no breathing room, so if I take extra steps anywhere, I'm going to get extra encounters at the end of the game.
Please remember to back row again.
I very much still want an extra step here.
So yeah, this
And I will
is...
have- Go ahead. Go ahead, Sonny.
This is where the true gauntlet of the game really comes into play. because everything from really Castle Palamecia onto the end of the game has so many different unrunnable formations that exist, and it becomes a lot to remember.
I'd be remiss if I didn't show Swampland from Jade Passage.
Yeah! I love the Jade Passage swamp.
I'm gonna die. I think I'm gonna die. Yeah, that's gonna.
Yeah, Cyclone's gonna eat you alive here.
It's just like the good old frost dragons of yore.
Oh no, these worms are much worse. The abyss worms are painful.
Save. Okay.
Yeah,
I get 2 encounters here in quick succession, and then I'm clear for the rest of the floor.
I would consider the amount of unrunnables between both Jade and Castle Pandemonium to be like that of really Chaos Shrine 2,000 years in the past. There's so much that you have to remember.
Secret vendor, who's always been there, you just never see him. Until Pixel Remaster made it transparent waterfall so you can actually see that there's something there.
So those haste tomes are going to be very, very useful. The goal is to get haste on Leon so that way he ends up getting more hits with that blood sword, taking down the Emperor that much faster.
Gosh, this would be so miserable without being able to save everywhere.
It's pretty miserable even with it, saving everywhere.
Set up a joke I didn't even see coming.
Honestly, I mean, I like this run in that the step counting makes it more interesting, and the ability that there's much many more unrunnable encounters means there's a higher skill ceiling than other versions. At least like Pixel Remaster. Pixel Remaster changed a lot of mechanics.
Yeah, and they changed a lot of them.
It makes every version wildly different. I don't personally think this is a great FF game. I mean, I wouldn't count this among my favorite FF games. I've played and beaten all the main series games. I don't think this is a particularly great FF game, but I do think it is underrated by a lot of people. And it's especially underrated, I think, as a speedrun.
I played a majority of them as well, but I mean, I enjoy the action RPGs, so like the remake trilogy and 16 kind of hit the sweet spot for me, but I also know that other people loathe those games too, so my barometer is very wide to allow for different opinions, because I know some people would consider that I have a bad taste.
I mean, I think a lot of it just depends on the games you grew up playing. Like, the earliest ones I remember playing are like 6 and 7 were the first ones I think I played. And then I eventually went back and played a lot of the other ones.
My dad got me started with 1.
I have a preference for like 1 to 10 just because you get to control everybody's party commands. I didn't like that change when they did it at 12. I mean, I guess you can kind of control everybody in 12, but you can pre-program them with gambits.
All right. It is time.
All right. Please no extra steps, and please no Lamia Queens. Hey! She came out to play.
Yep.
Come out swinging.
I am not.
Also, I haven't commented on my favorite Final Fantasy for a very good reason, because I'm pretty sure most people already know what my answer is.
I mean, I don't know if you probably can't tell from my shirt because it's very, very light. It's half cut off by here, but it is FF9 Yeti t-shirt that was offered at one. I don't know if it was. I think it was AGDQ or whatever.
Yeah,
9
the
is my
FF9
favorite.
is
Always,
amazing.
always will be. 5 is probably the one that I replay the most, and casually at least.
9 is third on my
speedrun
list.
1 and 3. But they all
My
have merits.
favorite-
Like, every once in a while, I like to be very nostalgic for some of the ones I don't even consider lower.
Oh yeah.
Like 12 and 13, like, honestly, I've been like in a mood where I'm like, well, I should probably replay 12 or 13 because I haven't replayed them in a long time.
And this track, every
This track
time
is
I hear
great.
this track start, I think of the first time I actually got here on the Dawn of Souls version and just stopped. I stopped altogether
Listen to music.
because I just had to listen to the music.
I took 2 extra steps there after I got that counter I ran from, and I didn't want to do that because that's gonna force me to take an extra encounter, and I didn't want to do that. So I'm gonna try to reload this
Yeah.
and not take the wrong steps. I hope I don't get. Is that runnable? I think that's runnable.
That should be runnable.
Hey, it's those guys
'Cause
that
I
killed
think-
us at the start of the game.
I think it's the 2 to 4 Death Rider encounter that is runnable, and then once you go beyond 4 or have any extra enemies in the mix, that's where it becomes unrunnable.
Let's not do that because it's an ambush. It's not that I can't fight Lamia Queen, it's more that I really don't want to. I mean, she will... If I use teleport tomes, she will eventually disappear. But it could take a very random number of tomes. And a lot of
The
time.
Mummy Queen just kind of insists upon itself, doesn't it?
That's runnable.
One must be ready for the Lamia Queen.
I love the look of the wooden mithril golems in this.
Most enemies in this look
The
pretty phenomenal.
the FF9 version of this track is just played more or less at half speed.
Yeah, if you've ever heard that comparison or watched that, that's absolutely true.
You had actually told me that. You told me that one day, and I pulled it up and then doubled the speed, and I went, "What do you know?"
What do you know? Yeah. It's kind of shocking because you don't really think about it.
Yeah, a quarter is probably more accurate, but even still. The point being, it's the same song, just slowed down. And slowed down, it's just amazing.
Okay. I'm very aggressively saving almost every encounter here. And I have a general idea where all the encounters will be, so I'm trying to run up to close to where I expect the encounter to take place. And then saving there to minimize the amount of time I have to spend. I probably could have fought that, especially because it was preemptive, but I'd rather move on.
Hey, next preemptive Lamia Queen you get, don't take it.
I'm going to spite you. Just because you said that.
That's why I told you not to take it, because I knew you'd spite me.
'Cause we like the...
Time to remove the... Time to remove the queen from her throne. By
Hopefully.
force.
I'm getting her pets. I'm not getting her, apparently.
Yeah, we got 36 left. Not a big problem. Lucky ribbon go. Oof.
We could get
Oh
one.
my
I
gosh.
could get another Sage Spit.
You
We're hoping to
could.
survive at this point. That's our prize, is getting out of this fight alive.
I'm all in on this one. Let's see. I'm just gonna go until either she kills me or I kill her. There can only be one.
Tis the true Highlander. I speak Columbia Queen.
Charming doesn't do anything.
It just causes him to run in place.
Yeah, he's on a treadmill.
He's trying to get his calories for the day.
Come on.
Hey, if you charm the charm person, they break out a charm.
Apparently.
There she goes.
I wouldn't know what it's like to be status locked, not at all. For context, we were doing a rando last night, and I got confused locked, and
you
then
got
the next
chaos
time
blocked.
Yep, and then I got
You get a shield
slowed,
level
so
for
I
that? You
literally
better do.
couldn't get a turn.
Oh, I can't remember that. Okay. You did get a shield level for that? That's amazing.
Yeah, you got a shield level for that.
That's great. I mean, that makes sense. My shield level is only 6. The enemy rank is 7, so...
Ah, the good old Devil Wolves. With their fire at 11.
Alright, so we've got onto the 6th floor, which is actually the 5th screen that I've been through so far. I gotta get through all 10 screens.
Yeah, we skipped
Final.
floor 5 and went straight to floor 6. It's fine.
Yeah, the numbers don't make sense in this little section here.
Pandemonium just doesn't make sense more often than not.
Okay, keep making good progress on this floor, though. We're not fighting... Is that Borgin over there in that one? No, that's not Borgin, is it?
Astaroth, I believe.
In that one? I always forget which is which.
Because I know there's Astaroth, Beelzebub, Zombie Borgin, and then Iron Giant.
Yeah, so if you were watching the floor numbers, it went from 4 to 6 to 4. We basically just skipped over floor 5. Alright, so we're on the final 4 floors. This one, my first encounter, is very close to the start.
Yeah, Borgin is in Souls of Rebirth somewhere. He did.
No, there's a box that. Oh no,
Yeah,
that might be
there's
Tia.
4
that I'm
late game
thinking of.
bosses you can fight in chests here.
Tia, Astaroth, Beelzebub.
Wow, these
And Tiamat.
fights are friggin' miserable. Woof.
Yeah, and then Zombie Borgin. Because Iron Giant is a random
These
encounter.
aren't too bad unless they hit everyone and do actual damage. Some of these can just, if they're caster enemies, they can be painful. And
Yeah,
the
'cause
biggest problem is that Tyrion and Maria have less HP than Guy, so they go down quicker. And if I drop down to only one character in the party, then enemy spellcasts start to do 8 times the damage against the one character that's still standing. So it just ends very, very quickly. And very painfully.
Yeah, but you made it through that one.
Save here. Okay, I have 1 here, then 2 in quick succession. I think there's only 3 more on this floor. We're getting close to the end, though. I don't want to fight you.
You don't want a spider again?
No, I did 1. 1 from Poorscythe is enough, I think.
That's a much better encounter. Also, I love the look of the salamanders and ice lizards in this version.
They look like exact copies of the ones from 4.
They do.
Which looks... That's a bad enemy. Yeah, that's runnable. One more on this floor.
Oh, the bomb fire Gigas encounter. Yeah, that's always a nice one to see.
That's a good one.
All right.
Okay, so it should be 2 more on 8, 1 more on 9. So it should be only 3 more random encounters left.
Isn't the one on 9 just before the teleporter?
I used to do that. I think I used to force one on 9, so it wouldn't be. I wouldn't get the one on 10. But it's in the middle of the floor with this step
Okay.
route.
I couldn't remember if it shifted to the middle of the floor or if it was still near the teleporter.
That's a good one. Okay.
That's a beautiful encounter right there.
Am I getting close to 3 hours? Still not looking at the.
You're still under 3.
Hey, well, give one shot to King Behemoth. He's got beautiful artwork.
King Behemoth is amazing. Please no miss.
Hey, we got him. Yes. Sort of a bonus boss. We did get an Iron Giant, unfortunately.
Yeah. When it happens, it happens.
Unfortunately, he says.
It's always kind of cool. It was kind of fun the other day. I got one, and he actually ran away from me instead of me running away from him. Alright, so we got one final random encounter on this floor. Just got to get through it, preferably without it being an unrunnable one. Oh, whatever. While we're getting all the rare encounters, let's get them out of the way. This is one I don't see very often at all.
You're definitely beating the time from 28 or 2019 at this point. Good old Thunderbolt 16.
Alright, that's all the random encounters. Hey, dragon armor.
Well, that's nice.
It's entirely unnecessary, but we'll take it. Alright, so, formation. Everybody in the front row so they can soak hits. Where's everybody? Heal everybody. Let's take Curse off him. And we already have the weapons, right? Yes, we do. Oh, actually, the other thing I was going to do. Ace Tome's up to spot 1 and save.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Time will be coming up very quickly. I hope. This can go very, very quickly. This can go like 2 rounds or more.
Ideally,
because
haste.
it's going to be.
We've got the backside of the Emperor.
All right.
Slow, not on. Leon, please. Okay. Wrong target.
All is good.
Defend, 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 attack. I'm just going to take one more round. Okay, that will be
Just comes
time.
out on Leon. It misses. Nice. GG.
Choo-choo. There we go.
301.10
No, not
was when the
301.
final. Yep, 301.
Why can't you do it? I can't do a marathon run in this under 3 hours.
Man,
Oh, did they change the estimate?
it's because we had to take the fire escape to fix our step count. Top floor to
What is the
bottom.
estimate? What does the estimate say?
302.
That's all. 302.
Yeah.
Yeah, take that estimate.
I mean, maybe not under 3, but underestimate. It's strange how that
I mean,
happens.
if we take out the
Take
time
that.
that you,
Take that estimate.
if we had taken out the time that you used to really figure out where everything went awry with the step route, it probably would be like 257, 258.
Yeah. It's hard to gauge what to do in those kind of situations where you like miss a big part of the route. You're like, do I just YOLO this or do I fix it, which is faster? And it's really hard to gauge that on the spot. That's part of the reason why I mentioned you could just kind of.
I mean, if I make a step mistake, it's like if I make a step mistake, it's usually like 5 steps. It's not 75 steps.
Yeah,
I'm surprised there's.
Mistake.
I didn't even know you guys burned 70 steps. Actually, oof. Yeah.
I was supposed to, and I didn't. That was the mistake.
There's a lot that's changed since I actually had started learning this, which wasn't long after a year run at Limit Break. But then I kind of got sucked into the rando wormhole, if you will.
Yeah, that's a pretty tough wormhole.
Yeah.
I had some fun with free enterprise, but I didn't really stick with it for too much more than a tournament's worth. And I got my fun out of it.
Well, now that we finished up the run, I'll note once again this is going to be our last show until the main event. Unfortunately, next weekend our commentators were not available, but there are a few things I do want to remind you about. If you do still want to attend the event, our registration and hotel booking is still open. Please consider that if you have the time to join us in a couple of weeks. And I guess I'll give Poorscythe and Sonny one last chance to say their farewells before we head on out and give you guys a nice raid target of a Chrono Trigger 100 glitchless.
I'll let
Poorscythe,
Sonny start if you want to.
Okay. Yeah. Rock, paper, scissors for it. It doesn't matter to me.
Yeah, I can start off, Poorscythe. I mean, first and foremost, my friend, thank you so much for letting me come in to do a commentary with you. It's always been a blast whenever we've been able to show off any of the Final Fantasy runs that we know and have spent so much time working on throughout quite a few years. So I greatly appreciate it. And with that, I'll give it to you for yours.
So I do want to say thank you to the staff for giving me this opportunity to play this back. It's hard to believe it's been 7 years since I played it at the marathon. It's hard to believe it's already been 7 years since the last marathon I was really in person and played at. But they took a chance on me in 2018, and I had a lot of fun with FF1 in 2018, FF2 in 2019. Met a lot of great people there. Had a lot of fun. I've been kept at this on and off over the last bunch of years, and it's been fun. It's hard to believe like I've been spending this much time doing it, but it's always appreciated when I have people like Sonny that I've met at these events to help me out with this. I need them because I'm trying to do this by myself. It's just too much. There's already too much going on. You miss 75 steps when you do that.
Yeah.
You can see what.
Yep.
I have
that's
one.
so
I need
true.
2 commentators this next time. One for the notes, one for the crowd.
Well, thank you guys for that. I don't have too much more to say. I mean, if you feel like to tune into my channel in the future, I may continue runs this. I'm trying to get my world record back. It was taken about a year ago. And I will also shout out the current world record holder, Kaguya Nikki, who ran this run I mean, I held the run for the record for probably about 5 years before she finally challenged it about a year ago and took it. Used a different step route that I've been trying to replicate and haven't had quite the success yet, but I hope to keep at it. So,
Well, I mean, you got 2 records to take back at this point.
and yeah, Sonny took my FF1 record. I would like both of them back, ideally, but I'm gonna have to work for it, and they're gonna make me work for it.
Gotta settle for one, yeah. All right, then.
One at a time.
With that ado, yeah, one at a time. With that, thanks everybody for joining us. It's a good show. I hope you guys are excited for Limit Break, and we'll enjoy that show. And we'll see you a little bit after then. Some of us on stage, some of us not. But thanks for dropping by and giving us your time. We really appreciate it. Have a good one.